Anytime, anywhere.
They finished crowning all the TCG players. So I'm now live. Whoa. I didn't want to stream during TCG because, like, I don't feel like I played enough to really comment. And also TCG players slow play usually, so I'd rather just watch it on my own. Whimsicott, yo! Oh, was that the senior finals? Actually, that's what it was for? Still, that's kind of funny. I guess it was. Got like Kyogre. Where the hell did Kyogre come from when I saw this the first time? But I guess his seniors for Worlds next year. Yeah. I'm not excited to push for anything, dude. I have very simple goals, and that's like I'll just go to like 1 or 2 events, and I want to cut one of them, and I'll just not really care about the others. That's my general goals. I need the little accomplishments to make me feel good about myself, and then start trolling. Which thankfully this year I actually have an event during fall. I have Peoria potentially. And potentially could like...
I love that video, like you just said, being able to recap the amazing accomplishments from seniors last year and a lot of amazing Pokemon.
But yeah, that Kyogre set you is from seniors. They weren't willing to immortalize the Edu Cassidy set. They're like, yep, seniors. The master set last year didn't happen. They had the Insensation and the Kyogre Wims trophy. Cali Shadow is not interesting enough for them.
Of course, over the course of the weekend, we've mainly been bringing all of the Pokemon Masters Division action, and that's what I love so much about today. We get to see the junior and
yeah, it's almost time. It's almost time.
And there will be a new world champion crowned there as well.
Yeah, and it's always nice, you know, we have mentioned it on the broadcast this weekend to see our juniors and our senior players in particular, because they're the future of the video game, you know?
It's okay.
Success here and then kind of continue their journey.
I don't really think too much of the streams, honestly. But there was like a couple funny matches. I missed Top Cut. I did miss Top Cut, and I didn't feel like rewatching it because of all the drama that happened. I'll be honest, I don't enjoy Masters TCG watching because it feels a little too slow. Like the main difference between TCG and in the age division is really like the pace and how like calculating they're playing it. And TCG players, when they're playing slow, is very boring to me. I have like 2 brain cells. I need my buttons to be clicked very fast for me to be engaged, or the cards in this case to be played very fast. Also, the metagame's kind of weird. Like, Pokemon TCG, this keeps getting faster, and I don't know how to feel about it. But, like, not faster in a way that's, like, interesting to me. Metagame's this, take KO, take KO, take KO, take KO. And if you fail for a turn, then, oh, oopsie, you probably lose. Oh, no. Yu-Gi-Oh! Also has a thing where Yu-Gi-Oh! Has even slower play. There's more variation to it. Pokemon TCG is you're faster, you lose more often than not in its current stage. You can't really control as well as you can in like Yu-Gi-Oh! In Pokemon. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is fast in the sense there's a lot of actions, but in reality the game is like relatively slow at a core. But of course there's turn 1 OTK combo decks, but like they're not very good.
take home that title this weekend.
Exactly.
Doing like 10 different
These
summons on turn
players,
1, because why
I know
not?
Anna will be able to talk to them a little bit later on in the stage, but I think it's always really interesting to see if they maybe know each other from the competitive circuit, and maybe they've played against each other. We know that they both were at Japan Nationals this year, finishing in top 64 positions. Maybe they have a history of battling out in Swiss rounds. It's going to be interesting.
Well, top 64 got invites in juniors. I don't even think there was 64 juniors in any other region. Like, I think NA at best probably has like 30 or so. But 64 invites is a little... a lot, you know? They have to be like doubling all the other regions.
Which Pokemon have really surprised you and which ones you maybe were expecting to see in Regulation D? Using all of our social medias you can see on the screen, that hashtag Pokemon Worlds is going to be able to allow us to engage directly with your tweets, and we would love to be able to see exactly whether you are rooting for which player, which Pokemon, which team. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and definitely let us know what your highlight has been from this weekend. You know, it's been a phenomenal weekend here in Yokohama, and it would be great to hear what your highlight moment from the World Championships this year has been.
Exactly, and I mean, my highlight, Lee, if you're asking me, I know you weren't, but I'm going to pretend you are.
I bet I could guess.
Do you want to give it a go?
God, I might play TCG live again though. I do kind of feel like playing the TCG. Even though the client sucks.
Gastrodon has been the highlight Pokemon for Lee and I on the desk, and you can get your very own Gastrodon, the reigning world champion from Eduardo Cunha's team.
It's funny how much they mentioned Gastrodon on stream, and there's like not even a singular Gastrodon in the world's top cut. There's like a million water types. Gastrodon's is truly
There is no Gastrodon in the juniors division final or
very format specific.
As a little, you know, heads up, do not go anywhere. You can see me potentially a Gastrodon.
I guess it won 2018, didn't it?
Later in the day, but who
Oh, that's kind of whack.
Has definitely been a highlight for us and across the socials as well this weekend.
It's been a lot of fun this weekend with Gastrodon.
Which is actually Gastrodon backwards? Whoa. Insane, insane. I do hope the Ferrodraft and Pal stuff wins. Actually, maybe I don't, because I think I might get the Spiel plush from the little contest giveaway thing they did if the Japanese player wins, because the mons I picked was Goldango, Chempal, Landorus, Rillaboom, what's the sixth? Fluttermane, and then like Urshifu. So like that's 5 out of the 6 mons on the Japan players team. So like surely that's enough to get the Spiel plush. Surely, right? It's like the second best possible competition I could have chosen. The only way it could be better is like choosing Ferrodraft over Goldango. Which frankly I probably should have. Considering like there is good info and good intel that there was going to be a lot of players running Ferrodraft going into this event. So maybe this going like, oh, one of them will do it would have been smarter than picking Goldango, which is only going to be on like a very limited amount of teams, but oh well. I just want the Spiel plush. Which actually no, it's TCG boxes for top 50, Spiel plush if you win, and there's no way I win anymore. Sad, now that I think about it. Because the Spiel plush was for first place. So I'm gonna cry now. Only one guarantee they could give out, yeah.
Being nice and speedy and hitting very, very hard, particularly with the unseen fist ability, punching through all of those protects, means that it's been a match made in heaven for that combo. Yeah, when you look back at the Dragonite usage, it's still a very strong Pokemon.
It's funny they ended up retroactively adding like Rillaboom though. Because Rillaboom's not even a Hisui Pokemon. Or Urshifu for that matter. Like that's the one thing I really didn't like about this format. is that they chose to give us not thus Hisui Pokemon, or not thus the Pokemon we got in raids. Getting Rillaboom only, I guess I would have been okay with because it was a raid Pokemon. But us getting Urshifu forms really pisses me off. And us getting what were the other ones that became legal? It's Ursh. It's Rilla technically, but it's pretty this Ursh. Enamorus was annoying too. Because the idea of playing Legends of Arceus is not very appealing, I have to be honest. You know, what can you do, right? What can you do?
Whether maybe an ability is more beneficial than a type for the overall synergy of your 6 Pokemon, you can counteract that by throwing that Terra type, particularly maybe Terra Water or Terra Grass that we've seen be so dominant onto your team and still have that core in place. It's allowed for a lot of creativity, I feel, throughout all of the teams this weekend.
Yeah, I think that's a nice
Terra is a good mechanic for sure. It's like, yeah, I think Terra is the best or second best mechanic. Because it's a little overly impactful potentially, but since we're open team sheet, it's fine, whatever, right? And we haven't got to see like what closed Terra best of threes feels like, so like it's hard to really know how great the mechanic is. It's still probably worse than Z moves, in my opinion. But with open team sheet, it kind of redeems itself. But it's so crazy to me that they couldn't make a little indicator on Pokemon's Terra types. That was such a simple thing they could do, and then ladder is so much more playable.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about the different age divisions as well. You do get a little bit of variety.
Like, honestly,
that each age division kind of leans on a little bit more than the other ones, and like you say, Hisui and Lilligant has.
Watch the DLC announcement be like, oh look, we added a Terra indicator on your Pokemon when you go into battles now. They always announce something like somewhat relating to VGC and competitive Pokemon.
Let's kick it to the stage and meet our 2 finalists who have mastered the metagame so far. Take it away, Anna.
I wish we were playing open sheet here.
One of my favorite moments, getting to talk to
Same.
on stage, so let's not delay any further. Let's get into our VG Junior final.
I wish we had the open sheets, you know.
Kohei Ukai.
Victory Road better be working on the floor and getting every single team at this world championship manually.
Hello. Kohei, tell us your favorite thing about your team.
浩平さん、あなたのチームの中で一番好きなポケモンは何でしょうか?
It's wild that Nationals Heroes open everything but close Terra. Yeah, that was so stupid. That was so stupid. Like, I would understand open Terra and then close team list, but then open everything and then close Terra is like, huh? It's technically better in the sense there's less variation, but it's also like, wow. That's kind of out there.
Thank you so much.
Well, I guess it's just the same system they had in like past Japan Nationals, and they just didn't change anything for this year. Cause there was always those like little images they had like posted of like every team each year, with all the movesets and stuff. So they just kept it the same, pretty much, and just ignored the fact a new mechanic existed, which honestly kind of based.
My Urshifu is definitely the strongest point in my team.
And how will you use it in this match?
These questions are so boring. Which I guess is a Pokemon match, so what do I expect, right? Like, how do you plan to use your Urshifu to match? Oh.
I think I'll be using a lot of protective moves. I'll have it use Detect and just try and wait out my opponent.
That sounds great. Is there anyone here that you would like to say hello or thank you to?
That's a weird question though, because like the opponent hears it too, you know? That kid's literally right there. And he's like, hey, what's your strategy for the match? And it's like, because the only correct answer is just press buttons. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna press buttons like real good here, yep.
So, firstly to my family who's watching right now, and to
But what if you mind game them into assuming it's a lie, and then they just all of a sudden they predict that you're lying to them, and then you're like, okay, and you get screwed. Whoa.
Go ahead and shake hands and we'll get into this match. Casters, back to you.
Oh yeah, that would be good actually. This is like, oh, I'm so happy that I get to use Meowscarada this tournament. It's such a cool Pokemon. It was my starter through my whole journey, and then they pull up the team and it's this normal Pokemon. They got a Mungus instead. That would be pretty good too.
Yeah, very, very nice to hear from both of our competitors as they get ready to get into this finals match. And yeah, love the little.
So yeah, that's a good idea actually. I like that. Or I'm so proud of my Incineroar, how it's performed so far. It's put in a lot of work for me.
Players acknowledge some of the key Pokemon that have shaped up this metagame. The Chi-Pow, for example, for Kohei there, using that sort of ruin ability on the stage to drop the defense.
It's the same team as Masters.
Pokemon, the physical attackers, Pokemon like, for example, Iron Hands or Urshifu, to be able to capitalize upon.
Yeah, the Chi-Pow is going to.
It's the same team as Masters, isn't it?
You've already mentioned already this weekend many times that combination with itself and the Urshifu, the Rapid Strike variant, and how powerful that combination of Pokemon will be. But you've always got to worry about the other side of the field as well, because you can look at Sora's team and did mention the Urshifu on their team, how powerful that would be, and that will also be able to take advantage.
Urshimungus, Chien-Pao, Chien-Pao, Iron Hands. We know for sure now. Oh, it's Chien-Pao D-Knight. Never mind, we're good.
If it is out on the field for your opponent. Of course, there are a lot of other Pokemon to mention as well. The one thing I would like to point out on Sora's side of the field is that they do have access to a Heatran. I feel like it will be a big play going into this match. In particular, both players do have access to that Tornadus as well. Touched on at the start of the broadcast.
Wait, they both have Tauren? Tauren with Chien-Pao D-Knight seems like so weird to me, I'm not gonna lie. It seems very, not necessary. Wait, the whole advantage of Chien-Pao D-Knight is it being two Pokemon that hit hard and hit with priority.
So which one's going to come out on top? That is going to be the question.
You'd always say if it was just a one-on-one that the Rapid Strike has the advantage.
Well, maybe it's Terra Blast, but then if it's Terra Blast, Tornadus is a flying type, so it's still a little weird.
And the Urshifu on Sora's side as well does have the Dark Terastallization, so it doesn't really have a way of removing that fighting type weakness, whereas the Rapid Strike Urshifu has the Terastallization Water, so it doesn't really carry that fighting type weakness at all, and it carries no kind of weakness to anything on the Urshifu side of the field. You've got to say though, if it does Terastallize into that Water type, it does remove its resistance to the Dark types that it does carry with that fighting type it originally has. So the Wicked Blows, the Sucker Punches could be a bit more detrimental.
Well, no real way to hit Urshi, basically. That's interesting. That is interesting.
But that's where I think the Heatran can really come into play, because it is running that Terra Grass type, going to be able to hit hard with something like a
Terra Blast?
That opposing Urshifu, particularly if it does want to capitalize on its offensive pressure and go for that Water Terra type to hit even harder with something like Surging Strikes or possibly even Aqua Jet for a little bit of priority.
Also, they're doing what I said, and they're talking about the movesets a bit more, which is kind of blessed. I feel like they didn't do that like enough on when I was watching the stream, so I like to believe they saw what I said and then they were like, you know what, that's a good point, and they're doing it now, which makes me happy, even if that's not exactly why.
Yes, we mentioned this a
Oh,
little
let's
bit
see that.
earlier. So coming off a good finish here at Japan Nationals and now in the
Okay.
grand finals of the Pokemon World Championship.
Tauren's very
You can
fair
see the
there.
6 Pokemon that Kohei is bringing with that Fluttermane, the Urshifu, Chi-Pow, Iron
Yeah.
Hand, Tornadus, and
Cause like it's just not very enjoyable to watch when I'm like they're in a separate game from the game that I'm playing and looking at as a spectator, and it's like it's even more so because like it's like if you were watching how do I put this? It's like watching baseball, but you cannot see the bat. Or I mean, you can't see the ball or wherever it goes, and they don't pan to where the ball goes.
Yeah, honestly, Urshifu and Chi and Pal such a strong synergy throughout the entire weekend. Wouldn't be surprised.
That wasn't a good comparison.
Taking a look at Sora's
I tried.
side as well, looking at the 6 Pokemon that Kohei will have to battle out against in order to try and become the
Game streaming on various monitors around the malls outside the venue, but no commentary. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
And those 6 are definitely really hard to contend with. You were mentioning the Dragonite earlier.
I'll say the experience in this worlds has to be like unreal. Compare this to go to big standing crowds, yeah.
I feel like both players are kind of forced to bring that Tornado, so that's definitely one slot that you say both players have to bring, because if one player sets up the tailwind, it puts one player at a...
I'll say as much as some of the Western players have complained about Japan Worlds because of all the little things, well, I can't call them little things, but all the things that have like kind of gone wrong with the event. It is just like, it's so good for the game to have Japan Worlds and have it like so a part of the community there, right? Because if you have an NA Worlds, none of that stuff is happening. Which is a shame that there was a lot of like weird stuff happening, like top 16 getting DC'd mid-game, or like all the DQs that happened too, but everyone I know lost the lottery, yeah. That's why there's this... It would be crazy if they released the numbers on the lottery and how many people entered, because it has to be insane. Because I know people who lost the lottery on like everything, and it's like multiple people I know like that too. Well, these teams are very similar actually, but one has a Heatran, one has a Iron Hand. Wait. And one has Chimpao. Okay, I see. Go in. It was a great experience just walking around Yokohama. My friend got me into the center though. Nice, 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 nice. But yeah, it seems like this is a completely different vibe from every other World Championship. Of course, I don't really know because like I'm this about the home. I bet the home, but.
Well, Pokemon trainers, we are
like this gotta be the biggest worlds to win though.
Give it up for our 2 players, Kohei and Sora, as they begin to kick it off to become the world champion 2023.
There's no more important worlds to win than this one, I think. Ooh, booster energy. Speed? Ah. Okay, so Kohai's is probably a faster Flutter Mane. It's only 133 HP, and also they're using the spectator mode now. I just noticed. Let's go. This is a mirror, so this is very hard to really guess. I think they kind of have to press buttons here and force a trade, but I think Sora has the advantage because of the faster Flutter. Or not. Never mind. Heatran? Yeah, Heatran comes in. Bacteria mode is ass. It's fine. Part of the thing crashing. Well, in that sense, yeah. I do like the layout though, actually.
Switch into Heatran really nice here, because the booster energy kind of makes you not that keen to switch out your Flutter Mane, whereas if you've got the choice specs that you don't really have anything that you've wasted that turn. You switch out the Flutter Mane, if you're Kohei, then you have...
But yeah, I can imagine it's buggy when they're not even willing to release this thing as something you can do online. But anyways. Guaranteed a DC today. Oh my god, imagine a DC in finals. Dear god. Yeah, that worked out really well for Sora actually. Yeah, oh! Kohai's switching, and now it's a no item Flutter because they have booster energy on it. So that switch is very negative tempo. Rain Dance, though, is very strong.
This is really critical because it's going to enable the Bleak Wind Storms to be able to have 100% accuracy, but it will also help the other Tornadoes with that accuracy check as well. Yeah, the Kohei again.
Earth Power the read.
The Earth Power coming out,
Wow.
that switch in, catching the Iron Hands, doing some huge damage this turn.
He was ready. That was a great play. Completely ready for the option select there of Rain Dance. And also this having to leave the Iron Hands switch in as well. Like, this is perfect. And it would have been good into like an Urshifu switch in as well. Like, that was just a very solid play. Though Urshifu can have great switch in because of Bleak Wind anyways. Go back to the Coliseum style battles where it's the same console with inputs. For stream, honestly. And have everyone else play on like a 3DS. Monka. Well, I guess 3DS still DC'd a lot, but like, you could have someone let's kick a table and then everyone would DC. Like, you can't on Switch. 3DS is DC'd because it was a 3DS.
Not dealing too much damage into either of the Pokemon on Sora's side, as Tornadus on the other side fires off another storm. It is a typhoon across the battlefield right now.
Very dominant start by Sora so far. This is a double KO turn too. Not getting a speed drop as well in the Flutter Mane is like game ending, I think. There's not much that can be done here to stop this. Oh, Specs. Okay. Yeah, that's such a huge advantage. It's slower. Okay.
On the opposing side does seem to be a little bit faster though, does get the speed drop on the opposing Tornadus. That could be critical later on, but Fluttermane not going for the double spread move here, just locking in with the Shadow Ball to get the clean KO on Tornadus.
Okay.
Yeah, not wanting to lock in with any of those fairy type attacks, just wanting to make sure they are all getting that knockout.
Interesting click though. Very interesting click. Flutter being slower is very bad though, because like now Chen Pao can come in and sucker if that's the backmon. Or Urshifu threads like Aqua Jet here too. Or
I mean, the Shadow Ball lock-in's actually really nice when you know that Kohei has brought the Fluttermane on his side of the field as well. So you want to make sure that you can hit it
Chen Pao, yeah, okay.
with that Shadow Ball instead of locking into something like a Dazzling Gleam. That's a problem, however.
Chen Pao helps a lot because he threatens sucker here.
Yeah, definitely. No booster energy for the Fluttermane when it comes on.
The interesting play though would be like switch out Flutter to Heatran, quick Tailwind.
Well for later in this game, if it sticks around for any longer than this turn, the Tornadus has taken that speed drop, so it won't be as fast as it was that previous turn.
Or like this straight up Bleak Winding with Tord, low-key. Probably not though. It's probably Flutter still probably could be faster than Torn even as like timid. So it's probably just a Tailwind click. Oh wait, Torn got speed dropped. Yeah, this has a quick Tailwind switch. Okay, Amoonguss in is smart. Nice! Great play. Because now Torn dies. And then you bring Flutter back in. Could beat these guys. No. I don't think you could beat them. Sora's playing very optimal right now.
Really going to give him an advantage now going into the last few turns of this game because Kohei's lost his speed control. Of course, Sora managed that situation really well, making sure that the Tornadus went down before it had the opportunity to set that Tailwind up, and managing his Tornadus just a little bit better.
Silver's just talking about in a fight. It wasn't about Pokemon actually. It's even worse. It was just completely worse. But yes, they're playing really well. So yeah, it's still juniors. Yeah.
Super effective damage into the Chi and Pao brings it right down to that focus dash and chipping away at the Fluttermane on Kohei's side of the field.
Yeah, Ice Spinner. Is this Rocky Helmet? It is, yeah, over. My statement stands. Oh. At least it's good to know you'd still say that for Masters though. It was a default statement. Yeah, this is over. Very well played by Sora. Very, very well played.
deal with that steel and fire type Pokemon.
Yes, exactly. Heatran definitely has the type advantage against
Terra
Floodway.
Blasto.
Interesting as well, Lee. We haven't seen any terrestrialization in this match.
None at all, and I don't think either player really. It's been so
Well, the
back and
Heatran
forth,
probably
any
will
player
right
really,
now.
Been back and forwards with the tailwind, just trading down.
They did say that Terra Blast.
Really taking the advantage there, and maybe it's
Do this Terra Blast grass and you're good.
thinks about going into game two.
Yeah, it only took them this randomly adding it to your regional decks.
You didn't really see the Urshifu come out in this game. Probably didn't need to worry about it with the Heatran too much, and Sora's really managed the game very well from his point of view, utilizing that Heatran. But we are going into
Yep,
this final
Terra
turn,
Blast.
gonna see that terrestrialization.
Gonna see a little bit of sparkle on the battlefield here in grand finals for the junior division as Heatran
And
goes
this
for its
definitely
grass
KOs.
typing here. Just wanting to make sure
No
that they
doubt.
can maybe catch a Fluttermane going for something like the Terra Water and being able to catch it with a powerful Terra Blast. That's what we're gonna see as well. Kohei clicking that terrestrialization button as well.
We're backtracking now. Both players going for that terrestrialization.
It was extra optimal then. I was just thinking Terra Blast for the accuracy and not even knowing about like Terra Water. But now it's even like more optimal. Because Terra Blast would have KO'd without the Terra anyways. Type is a fire type in a trench coat, yeah.
What a fantastic way to close out game one. Sora now one game away from becoming world champion.
And yeah, Terra is actually so good for Heatran.
Dramatic ending, fantastic prediction, knowing that the potential from that Fluttermane was going to be that Terra Water.
It will at least allow it to operate a bit better for longer.
Really fast pace. You know, both players getting their tailwind up, trading damage backwards and forth. And I think the one thing
The only mon that really hits both sides of Heatran are Pokemon like Sneasler or like Landorus Therian form if it goes Terrestrial flying. Because it has Stomping as well. I guess Dragonite can too, but Dragonite won't quite be able to mix up his moves like that. Yeah, they played really well.
Yeah, I think that was a great observation you made actually in the pre-game analysis.
Specifically the kid who won that game, he played like every turn about as optimal as he could.
Potentially gets that
I don't have a single problem with any of the turns that were made, you know?
field. That gave Sora the advantage and opportunity.
That's about the best compliment I can give of any player.
Ability, I think, coming in really, really strong. The other critical thing I think as well was how the Iron Hands on Kohei's side really didn't play much of a role in this match. The fake out was no
Crossfire and other similar abilities are busted in this format.
Get off the field, come back in, and apply pressure. Something like the Tornadus there to maybe stop that second tail.
Chiyu isn't the biggest deal right now.
that came out when it switched in was just
Like the main reason Flash Fire is relevant is this
from where Kohei was
Flash Fire for your own Heatran. It's the Heatran mirror.
the field in a much healthier position because then the switch as well from the Heatran to the Fluttermane made it very.
Though it does help because like it makes grass even a better way better defensive typing than it is. Because honestly, grass isn't the best defensive typing in the world.
Field just made it very difficult to kind of get a grip in the game. And I think when the Chien-Pao and the Fluttermane came back onto the field, for
Like,
Kohei,
there's Chiyu, but Chiyu's kind of fallen off a fair bit.
I've got my second tailwind up. I've got
Arcanine, like sure there's some Arcanine Hisui players, but like there's not. Arcanine Hisui isn't nearly that common, and like regular Arcanine this doesn't exist anymore.
Support that the Tornadus gave in this particular match, you know, getting those tailwinds out
Poor
there,
Arcanine, man.
those powerful Twin Storms without having to worry about
So it's a bit tough.
And this is kind of my question to you now, Lee. At the end of the day, setting up that rain dance, it's great for Kohei to be able to hit.
This seems very
They
favorable.
are giving the advantage to Sora as well. Do you think rain dance is going to be still
If
something to be
like that was Specs Flutter,
definitely do. I think, but I think there might have to be a Pokemon choice.
so, well,
I'd rather see
if you're wild to get a second tailwind up in late game, that's like too good.
rather than an Iron Hands, and then
Like I feel like the opponent kind of overswitched early.
advantage of
Like they switched out their Flutter when it had its booster energy,
taking advantage
and then it just loses booster energy for late game.
the
Like
holding the water terror type on top of that. And
even that switch was very risky in itself because like the Flutter main was already in the field,
then almost
and Flutter main with Choice Specs threads a KO there too.
preserving your Tornadus well
Bit slower than Urshurts is so bad, yeah.
attacks on that to threaten the Heatran from kind of both sides. So you've got the Bleak Wind Storm and you've got the Surging Strike, so you're kind of pinning in the Heatran, which was
Also the main thing is this
for Kohei to deal
Arc
with.
gets hurt by like coexistence of like
Managed his side of the field very
now there's another fire type competing with it,
well,
and now there's Landorus Therian.
really kind of wrapped up, wasn't it? So I think from Kohei's
So
side,
Arc gets a little worse off competition.
feel like we've seen throughout this tournament.
Though Hisui kind of made up for it a little bit, because like,
ability as well. So that with
oh now you have Rock Stab. And Rock Stab's very good offensively this format.
down to choice, so it'll be interesting to see how
And yeah,
they
being slower than Ursh is god awful too.
Two is underway. Let's go back to the stage, and we have got the Tornadus and the Fluttermane coming out for Sora, and then the opposing side, an adjustment here. Iron Hands has joined up, supported by the Tornadus.
Yeah, the Iron Hands is a nice switch up here because it does give you that fake out support. You can go for it into the Tornadus on the opposite side of the field, set your tailwind up, so you've got the speed advantage going into next turn. The only
That's fine. If this is heavy swam on Iron Hands, then you're like kinda okay. Getting the KO on Flutter is very important early because like this will get Kohei's team for like 1 second. Kohei's only resistance to this fairy type moves is the Amoonguss. And Amoonguss wasn't even brought last game, you know? Yeah.
The Iron Hand should be able to take an attack from the Fluttermane with that Assault Vest.
I completely agree, but we're going to see a few terrestrializations earlier in this game too than we saw in
You could wild charge too. Oh, they're also Terra Water. Okay.
Just wanted to be able to apply a lot of
I didn't know they were Terra Water on this side too.
No fake out coming through. It's going to be the tailwind on Kohei's side first of all, getting the speed.
That would be a great play. It also makes sense too because wild charge. This is a wild chip. Yeah, Thundy has some usage. Joe Yook's 9 used it, for example. They got it. Great play. And now Flutter's gone, and that's so important because like Flutter just caused so many problems game 1, and now it's just gone. Extraordinary play. And we saw the Tauren was faster on Kohei's side. So Kohei had this advantage where if they didn't Terra, right, Wild Charge still puts it in Bleak Wind range. So it's still like a pretty solid position for Kohei to get into. Depending on if the Tauren has like Scary Face or something, because we don't know Sora's Tauren set yet. But I think it's just going to be Bleak Wind only, so it's like fine. See Ursh. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you do have the ability to kind of use
The scariest Iron Hands turns are in fact when they just click the Wild Charge or they click the Heavy Slam, honestly.
the Iron Hands if you are, or because you've got, you know, the Wild Charge to still consider. That will do a big amount of damage to your Tornadus, of course. So doubling into that slot, you know, it's got the Assault Vest.
Attacked? Okay.
Kind of just try and get rid of it this turn.
Yeah, well, there's the detect
Rapid is more popular.
that he was likely to be doing in this particular game, just preserving him from taking any damage.
But single is also broken. Single strike, they're both broken. Was Drain Punch? No, Wild Charge. Wow. They're really just trading who's playing like absurdly well. And that's very cool. Like Sora played perfect game 1 and now Kohei is playing perfect game 2. I wonder how well Amoonguss. Chien-Pao's a very good Pokemon to have here. Rocky Element's problematic though. Because Ice Spinner, it's not Icicle Crash, and that means a lot in this scenario for Kohei. So even though they made all these like very good plays, right? Because they have Ice Spinner, they can't really afford to attack with Chien-Pao. Because like the minute you attack with Chien-Pao, you're sacking it, and this is not very good. And you just died to Sucker too. So even though I feel like Kohei played the early game well, I don't think it actually like means much, and I feel like Sora's still like in a way better position. Yeah, not getting a KO on Amoonguss is tough. Like Flutter's not going to be able to do much for you here, because this can just be a Protect and a Spore, and then a Rage Powder, and these quick Wicked Blow. So you're able to chill here. Sora.
Yeah, and it definitely has a speed advantage as well. It can just throw out a Dazzling Gleam here and probably pick up the knockout.
So this set does look pretty over. Because there's no way to KO Amoonguss, so it's always this Protect Spore.
Might be an option, I think, because you can take away that weakness from the Fairy type. The Ghost type, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's no terrestrialization left on Sora's side. We saw that already with the Fluttermane.
Terrestrialization does not take away the weakness of a Dark type move, for the record.
Honestly, I think the Flutter Mane's the
It's still neutral.
You have to really consider
But yeah, this is a pin. Oh, never mind, there's protect. I forgot. I forgot it revealed booster, so it's no longer a pin. But he read it. Oh. Well,
No, and I think the other thing you need to worry about is
maybe that wasn't a read, but like,
you know, if you're not going for an attack.
no, that feels like it was a read. That feels like that one was a bit of a read.
Yeah, so the Amoonguss is still a problem.
Not a full-on read, but
Power's still asleep.
if it was a full-on read, he would have quick Wicked Blow. But like, Spore Protect was so good there that I think they like kinda soft read it, essentially. If you know what I mean.
The Pollen Puff, yeah, really good support of
Like, they definitely could have read that harder, but it was like, softer reading was better anyways, because like, oh, the worst case scenario is this Flutter Mane deciding this quick Dazzle on you. And yeah, now we're going to see Detect Spore. We're going to see Detect Spore now. Or Detect Pollen Puff is good too. This is a guarantee the Chien-Pao KO. Yeah, we're just going to see Detect Pollen Puff. Good. It's like, why that's super effective? Yeah. Amoonguss for damage. Let's go. The GOAT. Yeah, this set's over.
You know, it's going to have to attack in order to get the knockouts. That's the only way you win Pokemon. And unfortunately, it's going to maybe have to take one of these sucker punches to do so.
Yeah, definitely, because if you want
I feel like Kohei played that game good, pretty well this one, but there's just no way around the Amoonguss. And then Flutter Mane got way too much chip early, and there wasn't really a great way to play around that chip. Oh my god, not Amoonguss getting another KO potentially. Okay, good.
Once again, putting that Flutter Mane to sleep with only 10 HP. You've got to imagine one Pollen Puff is probably enough to seal this up for Sora.
It was the last one. Oh no, it's just Amoonguss. But yeah, this could have. I guess Koei doesn't have Dazzle. You might not have Dazzle. Or they just try to read Spore Protect every turn. I'm not sure. They didn't play bad though. That was a very well played set by both. Koei just got the wrong call, so I can't really say too much.
The knockout here. It's only really got that Pollen Puff all the clear smell, but it gets the knockout. Sora Evisara is your 2023 Pokemon World Champion.
Wow. Well played, well played. That set was a good illustration of how Ice Spinner can be very bad to have on Chien-Pao. Because he just wasn't allowed to quick Ice Spinner with his Chien-Pao into Amoonguss. Like, he was so scared of the Rocky Helmet. And because of that fear of Rocky Helmet, it became like super bad. Yes, it does. That's like the whole question of Chien-Pao is like, do you run Ice Spinner and get Rocky Helmeted? Or do you run Icicle Crash and miss? That's been like the main question of this format. I think the answer is definitively Icicle Crash, personally. And that set was a good example of why it's important. Though also I think, in theory, I think they actually would have been okay if they had quick Ice Spinner into Amoonguss, even though they would have lost their Sash in that scenario, but they were so scared of it. Yeah, I don't feel like removing terrain for side spam is relevant enough for Chien-Pao. It would matter more if we get like Rillaboom having Glide, or when we get to Miraidon format, or Coco, for that matter. Then it's a little more relevant. But until then, I don't miss Glide. Rillaboom's still broken without it. Not needed.
these critical moments for our players. The Dazzling Gleam doing a lot of damage to that opposing Chi and Pao, but it was really the Amoonguss that was able to finish it off there. Fluttermane going down.
Yeah, Glide is not great. The only merit to Glide was the fact that it made Kyogre struggle a little more, because like, oh, you have an easy way to KO Kyogre now. But the crazy thing about that, and what I just said there, the main teams that would run like Rillaboom were Kyogre teams, or Zacian Kali Shadow, that already had like a Gastrodon on it. I'm happy we got Meowscarada now. No, they won it. They'll make it a level up move. Glide will just be a simple level up move.
Yeah, just a bit unfortunate for Kohei in that last.
On like an oddish.
You know, if you maybe terastallize a little bit sooner as well to kind of nullify the sucker punch down.
Actually, no, they'll give Kartana a Grassy Glide. Why not? It'll be the Armorogue to Rillaboom's Indeedee. Kartana will be our Grassy Glide easer.
And I believe our players already on the stage for an interview, so I'm going to throw it over to Anna to take it away.
Thanks so much. I am here.
No, it didn't. It was Leaf Void. Actually, it might have. But it was bad if if it did. It would be better now though, because like, oh no, it didn't. It didn't. I was right. I had to think about that one because like, there was a comp that did have Rillaboom and Kartana for a little bit.
There were so many great moments, but for you, what was the best moment in those games?
Yeah, I'm okay with it though, because like Glide is a bit harder to run than. But Kartana could. Oh, Kartana could Altera.
Yeah, you did.
It just has to not be the terrain setter itself using the terrain move. Like, they realized this, and that's why they didn't give Tapu Bulu Grassy Glide back then. But then they gave Rillaboom Grassy Glide, and then they gave Indeedee an Expanding Force. So they only like somewhat fell on the concept of what they were saying and going with. I think the Japan stream. Oh. Never mind. I thought it would be a little different, but I guess I was right. Yeah, that is pretty weird.
Good advice. Thank you so much. Congratulations again, Sora.
I guess it's because American English is such a universal language, I suppose. And TPCI is the one who handles most of these events, technically. But yeah, that's a good point, because like my expectation for Japan Worlds was that it would be more TPC, the Pokemon Company Japan, doing the heavy lifting. But you might be right that it's just all TPCI actually. You might be right there. I think it will. Actually, no, I don't think it went Master Finals. I think Masters Finals is the one I can lose.
Championships has taken place in Japan. It would mean a lot to get a complete sweep across the board.
Oh, it really would. So 1 down, 2 more.
Also, time to mention how
potentially get the upset here on the home turf, because that is another thing that we're looking
true.
Because it is an international competition.
But yeah, it's funny how much America like ruled the format all year, and then when we got to Regulation D, we all sold out. Like hard sellouts, actually. Staff I saw were foreign, yeah. That makes sense.
It really does. I look across the board and I feel like when it comes down to the seniors division, we always see, honestly, some of the hypest matchups, because just like the juniors, they do have their ability to see things a bit more creatively.
Also, there's more Japanese seniors and juniors than any other region. Because they mentioned like juniors, there was like 60 plus Japanese juniors, and I was like, there's barely even 60 other junior players in the whole world. Like that, it's kind of crazy.
On one side of the field, and you know what's on the other side of the field? The Rapid Strike Urshifu, which of course Pokemon like Astron likes to see often to try to counter those Urshifus.
I've been up for a while.
Dynamic that we've been looking forward to seeing, and to be able to find that once again.
I was on during TCG, but I just didn't stream it.
I'm so excited. I think Lou and Lee would be excited about that as well, just knowing how much they also
Yes.
love their Gastrodons. But I'm drawn to a
Silver,
couple of other
yes.
Pokemon in this particular matchup.
If you have a stipend or a travel award,
That is also
you do get certain accommodations though.
like the Rapid
And by
Strike
that I mean
Urshifu,
they give you a flat amount of money now. There's not like a world's hotel anymore.
Coming clutch as its secondary effect.
Yeah. But it's also there's less, cause like if you looked at NAIC junior numbers, I think it's less than how many Japan players are at Worlds in the junior division. Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. I like this. But yeah, it's probably a bit harder to travel this kind of year too, because also school is starting around this time of year too.
And the heavy slam. That
Oh.
would put Sylveon into
Oh,
a
poor
position
Sylveon.
to be forced to terrestrialize. But, you know, Heatran too, it doesn't really want to be taking too much damage from something like
Sneasler team?
on the other side, even just kind of
No.
looking at the Gastrodon too that has
Hershey?
Power, that is going to be
There's a Gastrodon. Oh my god.
keep that Heatran in check. So this
Yes, it
match
does.
is all about the terrestrialization mind games. When is it the right moment?
Like late July is usually the start time, so it's like a few weeks into school.
My eye out on here is Hisuian Arcanine. Now, I think these teams are actually really fun to look against.
Yeah.
It feels like they play in similar ways. You have a team
So is
like
Mr. Aaron.
Zapdos on the other side. There is Tornadus. You have ground type.
They are always here.
Landorus on one side, Gastron on one side. You have a fire type Pokemon. Hisuian
Simply.
Arcanine, Heatran, you have a grass Pokemon, Rillaboom, Amoonguss, right? It's like
I'm
it kind
seeing
of
a pattern here.
Ooh, Hisuian Arcanine?
different checkboxes in terms of team building, but it's actually just different Pokemon on both sides, which I think in itself is really interesting. We've got Fluttermane on one side, of course, that is just the most commonly used Pokemon in this format. No Fluttermane on the other side, though, it's that Sylveon, which we were talking
Let's go.
Urshifu on both sides, but one is Dark Urshifu, the other is Water.
Let's go.
I think it's really interesting to see how these teams stack up.
No, he is not. No, he is not.
Standard outside of maybe the
Which
Sylveon
weird
on
choice,
one
to
end.
be honest.
Dark Urshifu is something that I'm personally intrigued by, especially because this is actually a Poison Terra set.
Yeah, the Poison Terra, that's been a terrestrialization type.
I feel like Aaron
have been leaning into in order for a safe defensive
is like the
Terra.
marquee commentator.
Moltres, we haven't seen a whole lot of that particular Pokemon.
And my favorite commentary group was Aaron. Yeah, Aaron said this was his last master set when
in the North
top 4 was going on.
scene. So maybe that's gonna also end up
Right?
being a role
Possibly.
here. I love that
But
you
yeah, I do
brought
think
up
my
the
favorite
Zapdos
commentary team was like Aaron and Necra.
team is naturally
Both of them were really good.
You still wanna be able to make sure that you get some
Good duo
consistency
work,
on your
in my
field,
opinions.
but Tomoya wants to lean into a bit more of the bulk that his team provides.
The world champ.
Zapdos versus Tornadus is actually a really
Fitting.
dynamic, of course, both being used to set up.
Is it Doricott then in
Tailwind user in this
in
format.
Ray?
Of course, it gets access to Prankster, giving
Oh,
that
Joe
extra
Brown and Adam are
speed.
fine too, yeah.
Zapdos, on the other hand, is a little bit slower, but it's bulkier as well. And Zapdos versus Tornadus is actually a pretty good trade-off for Zapdos.
I think Adam and Joe Brown sometimes though you kind of feel like they miss scenarios more.
And Roost as well, so it can sustain on the field for a fairly long period of time. However, for example, Zapdos here does not have Protect, so you do have to worry about just taking
Though
off.
Joe Brown emanates charisma, so it bounces out.
And I think both of those Pokemon, we really
Emanates
critical
That's
Also with the Hurricane,
that's how I'll put
that's
it.
gonna be a part of this Zapdos set too. Hurricane is going to be a really great way to be able to keep like a Grass Terra Heatran in check. I'm also looking at the Rapid Strike Urshifu that would also not want to be on the receiving end of that. But there's so many ways as well that the Hurricane could just straight up miss. And also this
Wait,
Tornadus has
yeah.
Sunny Day. What a
That is
fantastic
true.
way to also be able to make that accuracy even worse.
Sunny Day is also just a really interesting move because it activates a bunch of different things on Robbie's team. You've got Heatran first of all, so you deal more damage with your fire type attacks, primarily the Heat Wave. And you
Like to
also
a
have
degree
that
is
photosynthesis. That's one of the main
I don't know how to
reasons
put
why
it.
Tornadus is also a really intriguing user. It can set
But I do
up
remember the
weather conditions, and so the sun here, I think,
under that whole tweet I made about
downside if you set up the sun, of
I was so happy that Aaron is like explaining info. The guy, he just commented and talked about how like, oh no, explaining info gets rid of the mystery, and I'm like, why are you listening to the commentary then? And they like ignore the whole validity of why a color commentator even exists, a color caster. That reply gave me a migraine, and I just stopped replying after the first time I did. I'll be real. He says Slush Rush. Well, Slush Rush is the coolest weather ability. For the mystery, yeah. It's like... Honestly, I love it when terrestrialization jump scares me. Put a timeout? No. What was her first outfit? She did a Lorelei cosplay yesterday, Misty cosplay now. Was the first one actually that Team Flare person like I thought it was? Huh. That's neat.
I'm very nervous. Well, don't worry.
It's always very funny seeing the cosplayers go around at these events though. Like I remember at NAIC, the person in the Meow Scrata costume. I wish we would get to a point where we would have someone who's really good at cosplay, but also like really good at the actual game, and then they would get on stream wearing a full Meow Scrata suit or something, and that would be so hilarious. That's what I want to see. Something great cosplayers around the world, yeah. Like imagine them being like good enough to get on stream too. Honestly, the Meow Scrata player could be our new... I mean, the Meow Scrata cosplayer could be our community Sonic Fox, and I would be so down. I would be so down.
Welcome, Robbie. Your opponent said that they're confident. Do you also feel confident?
Yeah, I feel very confident.
Why is that? How is
But only if they actually have Pokemon stuff on, then it would be more.
I have a lot of comfort with it, and it has just been strong for me the entire tournament.
So I don't stream games. Yeah, I don't buy plushies.
From home that you want to say hello to?
Oh.
Yeah, just all my friends and family. Thank you for supporting me and watching.
Great. We are looking forward to watching your match. Thank you both so much. Casters will go back to you, and you all can shake hands and head to your stations.
They both sound really confident, which means I think we are in for an incredible...
Translating for Sonic Fox in GO1 when they were trying to discuss Pokken. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Which I wish Pokken was like better, you know? I wish Pokken was a little better and lasted longer, because it looks so sick. And it would have been so great if that game had more like longevity to the fighting game scene at large. They tried though, just didn't get the volume it could have. Yeah, it's okay. It's a pretty okay game. It just never got that pull that most fighting games did, so. Well, now that Smash Brothers may not come back again, which it will, Sakurai was baiting 100%. When are we getting the Pokemon platform fighter, yo? Yeah. I actually played Pokken at Nationals, like... What year was it? The first year Pokken came out. I somewhat do, not really. The thing is now, it's hard for me to play fighting games. Because like when my Crohn's is active, I basically have arthritis. Which is a weird way to put it, but...
that's one thing I'm paying attention to in this matchup.
Like when it goes away, then I don't quite have as bad joints anymore. But they're still like kind of bad. But yeah, I'm not someone who can play fighting games for too long. Yeah, it was probably 2016 then. I was on stream that year for Pokken too. I quit. I stopped playing though, mid-tournament, but... And I did play a decent set, but of course I lost on stream, unfortunately. And there's no record of it now. It's lost to history.
Absolutely, yeah. I think
Braxian.
of course exists on Robbie's side, but the Sylveon actually has sleep talk on Tomoya's side, and so curious if that actually ends up being relevant. But let's quickly take a look at Tomoya's accomplishments here.
Tomoya was able to secure top
I played Suicune. And I actually played a lot of Pikachu, which is a little vanilla for my case, but...
Take a look at how he's also performed in these online circuits. It's a global challenge top 4 as well.
Oh.
So impressive when you think about how
Skeptile? Gardevoir? Oh, it's probably Gardevoir, right? Or is it Suicune? There's honestly a lot of Pokemon I feel like you would play. Yeah, okay. Like, I kind of picture you with, like, more elegant Pokemon. Like, Gardevoir makes sense. Suicune kind of makes sense, too. Braxian makes sense. Trying to think of another one. There's not really another one that's elegant. In that way. Olsen would be a Blastoise player. Bleh. Bleh. Even though there wasn't a Blastoise in Wii U Pokken.
Top 8 when you look at how he did it at the European International Championships too.
This is actually Robbie's first full season of playing
And Skeptile, probably.
The World Championship Finals is so impressive, especially after losing the top 8 of those last 2 internationals. Now he has the
Silver there, this European.
Major title.
Come on now.
He's got a really strong team to support that. We already started talking about it a little bit earlier. My eyes are definitely drawn to that Assault Vest Heatran. Now this Heatran,
oh, this team again.
Which we mentioned. Heavy Slam, I think, can be really interesting here, especially with Fairy Terras on the opposing side as well. And it just does large amounts of damage to something like Sylveon. Grass Terra Heatran, just one of the safest combos.
Is it the AV set? Because it has Heavy Slam.
Robbie just has a lot of offense. You've got the Tornadus to set up the Sunny Day.
That is an interesting call.
You've got Heatran. The Landorus Therian here, pretty interesting, by the way. It actually has a Citrus Berry on it.
That is very interesting indeed.
It's like the old Blando sets back in No Dynamax, Sword and Shield, so it's not the craziest.
Like a choice scarf or an assault vest to really be able to help out that Landorus do its job more effectively. But this Citrus Berry does a little bit of wiggle room when it comes down to how much damage it can take and how well you can actually use it as a pivoting tool.
Ursaluna couldn't apply tempo fast enough, and no one really found a great way to get the Ursaluna in and apply tempo in a fast enough pace. You're Asian. And also, how would Casey call that? They're too European for that. Your Asianness outmatches the European. Half? Oh. Honestly surprising. Though honestly, how you sound is very European, though, to be fair. What weebs have you been talking to, Olsen? What weebs have you been talking to, Olsen? We need to know.
To be able to take advantage of something like the speed or the Sunny Day to get that photosynthesis boost right away. We'll have to wait and see exactly what proto boost it's going to provide over. But I'm also looking at, you could also lead the Heatran. Just go ahead and lead with that and start to get it ready to go.
I mean, they're just about as happy as any other dude.
Kind of figuring out, who do I want to Terra? If you go for Grass Terra and Heatran, it's generally pretty safe. It does now open some new weaknesses. For example, the Zapdos can click Hurricane onto the Heatran.
Though there's like a different kind of culture in Japan with like work and societal acceptance and stuff. That it seems like a tough seed for Japan to win everything today. Yeah, honestly, they might. They very well might. Also, I want the Sylveon player to win too. So I at minimum want 2 out of 3. Yeah, he has the Eastern. Man, Events is saying they root for G2. G2 doesn't win. I'm sorry.
Absolutely, to try to be able to deal with that. So we're looking at the defensive Terra timing here, coming out from Tomoya, and how Robbie can kind of take advantage of that to be able to get himself into a good position. But likewise, for the Terra timing on Robbie's side, you want to make sure you don't.
So honestly, the European player probably has the team advantage. Probably. It's just faster tempo.
Sometimes you might just want to go for Fairy Terra immediately, start clicking Boom Blast or Dazzling Gleam. If Tomoya does not lead properly against that, that can just start dealing massive amounts.
Exactly what Aaron just said. Like, if you mess up this lead match, I think this goes so bad because like there's so much more tempo on the side of the European player who I'm blanking on their name. After this set.
Right, if with Poison Urshifu you can go for that Poison Terra immediately, then Wicked Blow into Flutter Mane. So one of the things I mainly
The underdog is the Sylveon. Or be real.
What about Landorus?
Landorus is definitely an interesting one as well. Of course, the citrus berry.
Oh, the technical era is going crazy right now.
A bit more damage from these special attackers. Intimidate though, very valuable, very good specifically into Hisu and Arcanine, right? You're like, okay, well, hey, if you're gonna use the Hisu and Arcanine to counter my Flutter Mane, I'll just bring out Landorus.
Ah, as a pro controller. I was like, oh my god, does he have one of those weird GameCube controller things? Okay, okay. Damn. Let me know when it's good for you.
So many different possibilities of how this match can play out, and that's exactly why it is.
Actually, wait, I should turn off the.
Two trainers can match up against each other.
Volume here first.
And so we'll have to wait and see what's going to be happening as we start to load into this first game. It is
I still want it a little quieter though. Wait, is this good?
Who will be our
Question mark?
world champion? And it's going to be kicking off so soon. I can't wait to see what the leads are.
Is it a good balance? Okay, cool. Okay, I still want to be able to just randomly talk over them. So they need to be quiet enough so me talking over them is at least like slightly less annoying. They didn't care last set well, yeah. Last set was just very dominant. Though they both did play well. Got Jeans in Yokohama. Oh.
Go a mode with like Tornadus, Flutter, Heatran, Amoonguss, for example, and then switch Flutter out into Amoonguss early on, bait out those Terras, put things to sleep, and then sweep with Flutter and Heatran. But here we go.
Hisu and Arcanine is strong though. It should be Hisu and Arcanine lead. Yep. Here's the thing here. Torn can't hit Arcanine. Flutter struggles to hit Arcanine too. So you're able to just quick Rock Slide Hyper Voice here, and Robbie just has to get as much damage as he can here. But this isn't a bad position for Tomoya. And there's no way you can switch in on Hyper Voice and Rock Slide efficiently. You could go like Heatran and Lando, but then you're still gonna take like Rock Slide's shit, and it's gonna be a little hard. Sylveon's bulkier than Flutter and slower.
Fantastic to be able to deal with the opposing side. It's going to be a great defensive Pokemon to try to take some of these hits.
Yep.
But it's going to be the Rock Slide, and that's going to deal super effective damage onto
One KO.
And the Hyper Voice to follow it up does take out the Torn.
Heatran's a great switch in though, but
now has a unique opportunity to be able to bring in something else right under that tailwind.
Yeah,
when I go to physical or conferences, might be different for VGC. Yeah. Honestly, most venues I've been to are pretty good on air conditioning. But now this is a good offensive position. You have Tailwind, and now you have Heatran that hits both Arcanine and Sylveon. Fire Terra is not great here defensively though, because like you get stomping by Lando.
if it goes into fire. Then
in the Lando KOs.
consider switching out. Let's say
It could be a double switch here into like Zapdos potentially.
So Arcanite
And Gastrodon, okay.
A bit of a reprieve as the Gastrodon now is going to be able to hit the field.
Yeah, Zapdos.
Oh, it's a double switch here on this turn. So we'll see that.
Yeah, there we go. Good play.
Zapdos. What a
Okay, if you can get
great
counter tailwind up here, that's pretty good.
going into that slot, it's going to be Stomping Tantrum
Nice.
to Zapdos.
Well played.
flying type is going to be able to keep it.
Para?
Exactly what we were talking about.
Great coverage from the
Great play, great play, great play.
What a turn.
Now I can get tailwind up too.
To be able to read that
Heatran's not gonna be able to
those calls and
get like
bring
Rock Slide Heat Wave. No move can really solve this.
Absolutely wild right now. Gastrodon in a really interesting
Well
position
enough so
where
you can
it
get
has that
tailwind.
Ice Beam into the Landers. It has that Earth Power into Heatran. You of course have to worry about the Landers now going for Stomping Tantrum onto the Gastrodon slot. This Heatran of course is that Grass Terra as well. So you Grass Terra, Terra Blast here. One play
Okay.
that you could make is honestly just protect Gastrodon right now.
Yeah,
and
protect Tailwind.
Tailwind with Zapdos, maybe even just Thunderbolt into the Heatran. Right now, you have an early.
If you get counter tailwind up, you'll be generally like pretty faster. And yeah, they are going to Flutter. Not surprising.
And Fluttermane's
And this should be Heatran going for Terra Grass here. No, they don't. Okay.
Zapdos has a great opportunity to go for the tailwind.
Wait, they attacked. Is this an Earth Power?
Oh, the Heat Wave misses the Zapdos.
That's a huge miss on that Heat
No
Wave.
Terras, it's just Earth Power. It's gonna
It's
be
yawn,
Yawn.
okay.
So
Good play.
got some pressure onto the Fluttermane. I really like the Yawn, honestly, because Fluttermane
Now they
is a
kinda are pressured into a switch.
pressure, right? But if you decide to actually attack this turn, you're gonna fall asleep, and Gastrodon could so easily protect right now. So Tomoyo here could make
Being pressured into a switch when you can cover the switch with like Ice Beam for an Oko on Lando is so good too.
slot. So this is really critical.
Very
right?
well,
Bobby
very well played by Tomoya so far.
going to go for a fairy turn and just Moonblast you here immediately, or does he make the safe defensive pivot into Landers? If he does that, does Tomoya call it? The other thing is we didn't see a Terra come up from either end right now.
And
so where's
still,
the threat still of that Grass Terra?
the tailwind advantage is very important too, because like if they switch the, I mean if they keep Flutter in, Arcanine's going to be faster in endgame with like Flare Blitz, and this deal obscene amount of damage.
We've been able to reveal all 4 Pokemon on both
And the bulk
sides.
advantage is pretty real too.
And there is no switch on the board. So let's see what is going to take that terrestrialization.
Flutter.
Fluttermane will be getting that Fairy Terra type. Be able to boost
Terra
it up
Fairy
with a
Dazzle.
Dazzling Gleam, a Moonblast. Take a few
Moonblast
hits,
probably
just
kills.
A little bit better.
Does Gastrodon protect? It does protect. Goes for the safe play, and with Fluttermane not
Moonblast
switching out,
probably
he's
kills
going to fall
Zapdos though.
asleep after this turn.
Oh, they got red again!
Aggressively, Tomoya
Oh my god.
plays safely, gets the protect, and he's going to be in such an incredible position.
Oh, the Hurricane hits as well.
Just a little bit depth damage on a
Confusion?
Fluttermane,
No.
but critically, Fluttermane's going to fall asleep right
But now they can't
Tomoya
Terra
is
Blast
playing
anymore.
lights out in this very first game of the World Championship Finals, and Heat Wave misses Zapdos too, just adding insult to injury.
That is
Jesus.
such a great turn, and now you said 2 turns got called completely right. It's going to be a 3rd added to that stand.
This is just completely dominant. Oh my god.
He's going to respond to this, but as it stands, Tomoya has hit up the tailwind just a few turns later. Will get the speed control.
It's like, this is an outclass right here.
Expires, and this Fluttermane is asleep.
Yeah, I think for Robbie right now,
And it's so hard. Robbie like wants to switch into Lando, but it's like, it's so bad to want to switch. Oh, switching Flutter is not good though. Oh no, it's just outplayed. Heat Wave's not KOing.
But wait,
It might have allowed them to quick Dazzle though, if they got the Heat Wave. You Apple this dropped, yeah.
it's very possible. Okay,
Ice Beam? Ice Beam for Chip?
From Robbie to not take that.
Oh, this Earth Power. Yeah.
Does not care about the assault as Heatran is now down. This Landorus can't even go for a Terra, so of course you
But yeah, I really don't like Robbie's play so far.
Fluttermane can't protect. It has to take a turn of sleep. You can very easily double up onto that.
And that Flutter switch was not good.
Try to just get the knockout onto that.
Because now you just can't wake up anymore.
Landorus, Tomoya
You cannot wake up.
plays the aggression onto Tornadus in the early game and calling multiple turns to really just stall up this tailwind. Really beautiful play by him so far.
It has been amazing, and this Landorus won't be able to do too much.
Protect?
On the other side, it is not carrying.
He sold a future, damn.
Slide. And so the Thunderbolt into the Fluttermane, that's going to be the first attack,
crit.
and it's just a critical hit. Gastrodon doesn't even need to follow that up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Earth Power here just to really play its
It was Ice Beam.
We saw a couple Heat Wave misses.
Oh, it was Earth Power, okay.
We saw a couple Heat Wave misses earlier and the critical hit, but I honestly don't think any of those impacted this game.
Very true.
The thing is, if you had hit that Heat Wave
It's not really N4, it didn't matter. It did not matter.
in this game,
It's giving Robbie a John though, and that's the only relevancy. Robbie has that excuse now that he can tell his friends, but that was a tough game. I think you might lead the Heatran. Like, leading Heatran might be a big part of helping you. And it's like not... I'm playing a bit differently, like... Ooh. That's not good. Oh no, it's a replay. Never mind. I thought that was just them going the same lead. I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But Heatran, AV Heatran actually leads pretty good. I mean, pretty well into like most things. Heavy Slam for Sylveon. Heat Wave is generally strong into Zapdos. You have Terra Blast potential for the Gastrodon. Earth Power for the Arcanine. Heatran's like a pretty solid lead in general. And like going like Heatran Flutter would be pretty okay to me. Because Flutter can kind of help answer Urshifu if it tries to come. And it just does a lot to Zapdos and all that other stuff. I don't think you need Tornadus. Because you already see Gastrodon, Rillaboom, Sylveon. Those Pokemon aren't really that fast. So you don't really need speed control immediately in order to just win the set. But I think this going like Flutter Mane, Heatran is like generally pretty fine. Yeah, Amoonguss could be a back option as well. This is a switch in. And then maybe like Landorus there as well. Like the thing is like Heatran Flutter is so hard to switch into. And like on the field, you can just like switch out Flutter into like Lando. You can switch out cover for the Arcanine a bit better. There's so many decent enough options I think there. We'll see.
The Tailwind really didn't feel super relevant in that game either, and we did see the paralysis on the Heatran previously as well, but in the grand scheme of things, I think, you know, I really respect the play Robbie was trying to go for, because I do think some players would play really aggressively, go for that Ice Beam into the Flutter Mane slot, expecting it to switch into Landorus, and I think if Robbie gets that turn correctly, that last game actually looks really differently, so yeah. I think definitely can give him credit for trying to make that prediction, but we'll have to see what lead adjustment he goes with, and I'm looking at Landorus.
It was a case of Robbie had like extreme tempo there. But his tempo was so extreme that Tomoya's only real option was to double switch. And then Tomoya was like, yeah, I just have to double switch here, and he just did it. And then the tempo just like completely swapped off of this how good the double switch was in that situation. And that was a case where Robbie didn't quite cover for it. Like we saw the positioning. Once Heatran came in, that was such good positioning. But it all got jeopardized the minute he clicked Heavy Swam into Sylveon, and then all of a sudden he just gets parried by Zapdos. Heatran lead, yep. Smart. Good lead. You're threading a KO on 2 Pokemon.
If Torn and Fluttermane had actually been led here, it would actually be a lot more awkward for Tomoya, but Tomoya expects the adjustment, brings that Sylveon with the Gastrodon this time around, and Gastrodon
still hard though. But if Heatran Terra Grasses, you read it and get like a Hyper Voice off, that could be pretty funny. If you bait Terra Grass early, having Zapdos in general is like very good too. And Gastrodon can Terrasilize on itself, but it's Terra Fire, so it's hard to actually Terra efficiently here. Though at least Terra Fire should be able to live Stomping plus Terra Blast from Heatran, I imagine, because Gastrodon's is so bulky. No Terra though. No Terra on other side, so this is a free KO here. This was a... Oh, gets the crit at least though. The Surf Power. Is this the Surf Power? Yeah, ooh. The libs.
So I think Robbie here, learning from the previous game, he split his damage in this one, but it makes a lot of sense because in game 1 we saw the Sylveon pivot out into Zapdos and just soak up so much damage. So in this end, Robbie's just looking for guaranteed free damage onto both slots, saying, hey,
not bad.
I am faster with my Pokemon right now. Very interesting to see no Terra on either end, right? Both players actually just kind of trade damage. Gastron's still looking fairly healthy. So
that crit on Sylveon is pretty important here though. 'Cause now there's more potential for a double KO a little bit easier.
Consider switching that into Zapdos, protecting Gastron, for example. Curious if Zapdos is even in the back, but it does feel like a really consistent bring to cover for that Landorus.
Zapdos might also be
Heat-turn switch. Not a great point. I don't really like the Heat-turn switch too much. And oh, switching and Flutter is risky, but it's stomping on Sylve at least. It's game. That's game. Yeah, that's game. That's game, man. That's game. There's no way. It does live though, of course. It is a Flutter Mane. But this set seems too hard. Oh, Moongus. Moongus does help. Moongus does help. But if you Terra Flutter, then you're vulnerable to E-Speed from Arcanine, and it's like kind of bad.
Fluttermane does critically survive that. I feel like if Fluttermane faints through the game, it's just over immediately. But the awkward thing right now is like, who do you Terra at this point? Fluttermane is at 9 HP, right?
And Gastrodon can look for a yawn too here. And Dazzle won't KO from Fluttermane. Like, this goes for Protect, that's fair too. I still feel like Yawn was a little better. Yeah, Key Quick's Dazzle. Oh, it's Leaf Storm. Okay, yeah, that was a good Protect actually. Getting Arcanine in first is fine. No, it's Choice Specs. So it probably has Quick Attack, it just can't click it.
Absolutely. The main question I have is what's pivoting in.
It's a Spore. Yes. It's not the same one, of course. This Flare Blitz. Yeah, it has Leaf Storm on Amoonguss. Aaron said so.
I think you have to at this point, especially knowing that the Landorus also.
So honestly, you get this Rock Slide too and Yawn. Like, there's a lot of decent options here. We are seeing the attack from Amoonguss here. And yeah, this is a Rock Slide, hedging your options. And there's probably a Yawn too. Oh, this is Ice Beam actually, going for damage. Crit, yeah. I felt like not going for Yawn was pretty bad though. But it probably works out fine. It probably works out fine. Mainly because of the crit. Oh, no Pollen Puff. No Pollen Puff matters a lot. I was thinking like if there's Pollen Puff, then it's a mind game of whether you Terra or not. And then like Heatran can KO the Gastro, get the Pollen Puff for healing. And then it depends on what the backmon is. But if it's Zapdos, you probably still lose anyways.
I think you just have to go for it though. Especially when Tomoya is in just a little bit of a better position heading into the later parts of this game, knowing that we do still have
one
and final Pokemon in the back. Arcanine taking its mandatory turn of sleep. It's gonna have to get through that.
Ooh, that's not good. Gastrodon lives this. Gastro lives this Ice Beam. A quick Leap Storm, and it's a speed tie.
That means Gastron gets an attack off. It should get a knockout here if it goes for Ice Beam.
Wow. Yeah, this is over now.
Heatran is going to be the final Pokemon left for Robbie. As the Gastron, the Arcanine, there's still that fourth in the back. It's going to be the Sylveon that ticket. Like, that was going to be a huge amount of pressure there. But the battle is just canceled. And Tomoya Ogawa is your seniors division
I guess.
champion in Japan.
No, Sylveon didn't Terra. I don't think it was worth it either way though. Yeah, it was Heat Wave, a quick Heat Wave. But it's negative damage. Aww. That makes me happy.
But Tomoya decides I'm gonna bring it. I would not have bet on it to win a world championship this year, but Tomoya, with what he said was a very weird team, is going to claim the title with some masterful play. And you can see how happy he is. You can see he just loves seeing the emotions. Congratulations, Tomoya.
He took the selfie.
What a phenomenal team. Wow. The crowd is going absolutely
That's a legendary shot for the fans though.
Home for his home region. And that's going to be
He's Skype calling them right now.
Can you believe it?
I love seeing Tomoya just really so
Snap that be real right now. Yeah, true.
And just an incredibly played finals. His team honestly does have so many what look like somewhat standard Pokemon, but the way he
He's not calling anyone, but he's just taking a picture.
He led perfectly in both of those games and really just pushed the advantage so much.
Gritty, yeah.
Ben definitely, or sorry, Robbie, excuse me, fighting back in that one and going with a different lead, which I thought was really well done. Sometimes, though, it can be really tough when your opponent is just kind of one step ahead in terms of those lead adjustments. And that game would also...
No way, man. The J-Jets of Pokemon. Oh, no.
Absolutely. I mean, there were so many critical survivals. You saw the Fluttermane, the Sylveon. The Fluttermane was so important for Robbie as well to still have a chance to be able to get back.
When he gets his TikTok stream, the handshake. Yo.
But some smart calls from Tomoya.
Damn.
Not just from the leads, but also how he targeted down onto Robbie's side. That sealed the game. What a masterclass.
Yeah, I think to explain Robbie's plays in games 1 and 2, when you're down in a match, sometimes you feel like you need to make really big predictions to get back into it. And I think being able to identify that in itself...
That's very much over predicting.
So it didn't end up working out for Robbie, but I can see a world in which Robbie does...
That's one of the harder parts, because, like, he didn't really... like, predictions, you kind of have to hedge a little bit. Like, if you try to over-predict in a way like that, generally... you kind of leave up such wide vulnerabilities that are pretty easily able to get exploited by a variety of moves, and that's kind of what we just saw.
Competitive play ended up getting to the finals of the World Championships.
Because there's a degree of moves that he gets punished by, but he was like going for the one sick play that would result in very good situation, I guess. But it was only that one sick situation, not generally good.
Tomoya, you were rolling on the ground. You're crying. Are you okay? I hit my hands, so they're really sore right now. You also, were you filming? Did you take a selfie with the crowd?
He had his
I've never
head.
seen someone do that before. You know, something... The casters backstage said they thought that first game might have been completely flawless. It was perfect. Did it feel flawless to you?
That was very well played, though. No. I think we'll get it in Europe, likely. That would be my thought.
Big thumbs up. Great.
Yes.
Now, there are so many people here
No.
giving you thumbs up as well.
Absolutely
Is there anyone you
not.
want to say hello or thank you to?
No shot, no shot. Yeah, he played extraordinarily well. Extraordinarily well, so that set. Dubai? No.
Now,
No
one
shot
last
for that
thing.
one either.
You now are a world champion.
Dubai is just not a place that I think esports goes to. Or there's not even a Pokemon scene in India, really. Like, who even plays there?
Go to university next, so okay. That sounds good. Good plan. All right, thank you so much.
I would
Casters.
rather
Back to
bet
you.
like obvious guesses would be like this Europe, and more specifically around like maybe France, Portugal, Spain. Would be my general guess. Would be around those countries. And obviously Spain and Portugal for like, oh wow, we have Scarlet and Violet, wow.
One more to go. It's going to be the video game match.
I have time for a few sets, yeah.
Players came through this tournament, but only 2 remain. I'm Adam Daricott, joined by the man who needs no introduction, but he gets one.
So I'm not really saying anything revolutionary there. Or it's just in America, or Japan again. Like, Japan again makes sense too, because we went so long without Japan Worlds that having it twice in a row is like, okay, that's fair enough. I can't argue with that.
Excited for the Gastrodon being able to claim another World Championship title. It's doing pretty well, but it's not going to.
There's a lot of decent enough venue places in Japan, I think.
To close out the day. This has been
Time for Michael.
really incredible tournament. It's obviously our
I'm
first year
watching,
playing
yeah.
in Scarlet and Violet. We've got all these fun new mechanics, fun new Pokemon.
Wow, Scott
it's gonna be
and
a banger. I'm gonna
Dorcott.
certify it as a banger just ahead of time, knowing that both players are going to play their absolute finest for us. It's just, honestly, Scott, like, how do you feel coming into this finals? Because we've had a great weekend. So
New
far.
Apple
There's no
team.
way it can
We don't even know anything about it yet. Actually, put Apple and then put it next to Groudon. I think Groudon's hungry. That's why he's so angry and splitting and making new land. He seems like an angry dude.
Looking really good in the video game championships once again this year.
Yeah, it is Scott.
Europe versus Japan when we go down to the regions. Really, that was the theme yesterday when we got
From
into
Mount
the
Fuji.
running down it.
True.
Two of us, and I remember seeing so many of those Europe versus Japan matches.
Also, speaking of, whoever, and then whoever post Worlds will have the final boss, Ray Rizzo, and then the world champion, Michael or Shoei. Whoever wins this set is going to have to climb Mount Fuji and then play a set versus Ray Rizzo on the top of the mountain. That's what's going to happen.
To see how Shoei does here. I think he's been someone we've enjoyed watching for a long time. I think the creative types in the video game championships are always really well regarded. It's so tough to make an effective team in this format, and I think with this being the first Regulation D tournament of the year, some really great team builders did get rewarded with these deep finishes.
Turning around. The good thing is that Apple's going to have pretty bad stats, most likely. I don't think there's enough low accuracy moves with extraordinarily high trade-offs enough to make running a presumably bad Pokemon in Diplin worth, but we'll see. We'll see.
And then, of course, making sure that we had an all-Japanese semi-final.
Like, I felt this way about, like, wide lens as an item. Like, if you're running it for an 85% accurate move, generally I think you're better off running a different item and just saying, I'm going to hit.
Fight through day one of the competition. We haven't had a player in the Masters Division of the Video Game Championships win from day one since Wolf Glick did.
Hopefully, like, some supportive moves
On the other side of the field,
would help too.
we have a veteran that I think is a very well-respected player, but you know, it's kind of
It might have an exclusive move. It is a new Pokemon, yeah.
always like right on the cusp, but hasn't been able to.
And like the other ones have exclusive moves, like there's Grab Apple.
Japan has gotten to compete at the international stage a lot. You know, I think most of us would consider the Japanese National Championships to be the most difficult tournament outside of the World Championships, and because of that, we don't get to see the same players in this region competing internationally too often. But Yoshoi is someone who has gotten to play at some international championships before, so I'm kind of curious if that
Yeah, it's a bridge.
a little advantage here. You know, comfortable playing against players.
The fridge became a bridge. I don't see the problem. I'm surprised they did it so quickly, though.
14-1. That is pretty impeccable, making it out of day one. One of those really tough tournaments, you know, a lot of players vying to make it to day two. And then, of course, keeping that momentum up in day number two and what it looked like to be cruising.
Honestly, giving Duraludon Eviolite doesn't seem too crazy to me.
Of course, Shohei didn't have an easy
Like, it was good at the start of Sword and Shield as a result of Dynamax. But like, the later we got into Sword and Shield, it just became unusable and unplayable.
Great chance of getting this far, and sure enough, you know, we do end up seeing Shohei in the finals. I'm really excited to see Michael as well. You know, I think he mentioned that, you know, he wasn't sure if he was going to make it out here, and it's kind of funny, you know. Like,
I don't know.
You know, the rest of the season is kind of just
I wonder if Arch is going to have the same speed as Duraludon, though. That would be kind of funny. Like, it's surely slow. It's a literal bridge. It shouldn't be moving fast, right? Surely. Its max move sucked. It just had Steel Spike and Max Dragon. It was very good in that sense. And Togekiss was very popular then. So having Max Steel Spike to this Nuka Togekiss and having that ability to go around Togekiss Follow Me and like put Stalwart was actually pretty valuable early Scarlet and Violet. And then got it just kept getting worse the farther we got into it, though. It's a train. I don't know, I'm an American. I've never seen a train. I'm kidding.
Really impressive to do that in such a short amount of time.
We have plenty of trains here. They just suck really badly. Like, we have a whole railroad infrastructure, but they're just slow. And we haven't updated it since, like, the 1800s.
Why don't we take a little moment to meet our players?
Alright.
I used Farigiraf for this tournament, which was not seen anywhere at all, and I am really
Our
proud
trains
of
are
it.
state of the art, bro. No. We are not hitting up the Greyhound Silver.
He's a very good player. I really wanna beat him.
It's gonna be a forfeit here from Mao, and Shohei is gonna win this series 2-0 to move on to the finals of the Pokemon World Championship.
Michael, please. You winning is funnier. Oh, there's a train company that goes around the US too, though. Oh, there's passenger trains. I kind of thought it was under the same brand, but I might be wrong. Bramblegast. Do you like him? The tumbleweed? Oh, Amtrak. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. That's correct. So Drabs. I can't believe Yoom actually said that when like every top player was playing Giraffe on Fair Giraffe on ladder. Like, come on.
It comes down to this.
I think Michael's win is more important for VGC. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, here's the thing. Like, Michael was a guy who played like every tournament on Limitless when no one else was, and he did it with basically the same team he's using today. So
welcome, Michael.
That's such a statement for the competitive scene at large.
Now be standing on this stage yourself.
It feels incredible. It's been such a blast. This whole tournament was so amazing, and I'm here and I'm ready to go.
What does giving it your all look
Let me
like? What are you
think.
going to have to do to come
Hisuian Arcanine came up a lot. Well, a little bit, but it wasn't allowed to be on Master's stream. There was a Fisher Dondozo team with Crest and Volk and Grim, which was best of 3.
Tell the audience one thing to watch for, either your play style or something cool that's coming up. What would you tell them?
I have a surprise for you.
Ooh, I like a surprise. All right, anything else you want to say to anyone watching?
Please don't give any surprises. I'm scared. I don't want to see your surprises.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. Now let's bring out your opponent. Everyone, please welcome.
I wonder if that means he has a really good plan, though, for this matchup. Oh, what's his surprise? What does he have in the box? How did it get past security? VC Jams pipeline, yeah. It's more important for like this scene, like newer players coming up than this dominating.
I'm happy about it.
It's a nice. He just offers his opponent a beer.
Are you happy about that too? Are you feeling
Nice.
very confident?
これからの試合ですけども、結構勝てる自信はありますか？
かなりないです。
I don't really have any confidence at all.
Oh, no confidence at all.
Oh, oh, he might have also prepped the matchup. Oh. We have a real difference here. One has a trick and feels very confident, the other is like, oh no. That's a statement though. Sandbagging, true.
Okay. Is there anything else that the audience
That icicle crash is a good plan. I have to admit. I agree with that actually. That was a very good plan.
総合力。
総合力。Yeah, just sheer power.
All right, last thing. Anything you want to say to the audience or anyone you want to thank?
今見ている人々の中で特にご挨拶とか感謝の気持ちを伝えたいご家族とかいますか？
メイちゃん、メイ、daughter, your daughter.
He's relaxed though.
娘じゃないめいおい
I want to say a shout out to my niece.
Oh, very nice. Thank you so much. We're very much looking forward to watching you both play. So let's get to that right now. Casters, back to you.
He does seem very relaxed. Great answer, Icicle Crash. Yep.
I hope we get to see it, and I definitely think that Shohei is playing it a little bit coy there, maybe trying to
A little bit.
a little bit calmer going into this finals.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, perhaps his surprises are so surprising he doesn't even want to warn us about them.
Yeah, no, he's already said I'm going to be able to do well. He's had a really fantastic tournament so far, so excited to see what this match brings for the two of them. I mean, I really hope we get to see it go the distance. There's so many nuances to this team.
Just explain the word niece to her a little. Yeah.
Two very different approaches to team building, and I think that's going to set us up very, very successfully for a really good set.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how these players prepared.
That was very funny.
About, Finals Sunday in the video game.
I didn't know what he was saying either, but I got the picture. I was like, oh.
They don't have each other's open team sheets
It
overnight,
was
but
moment.
usually by this point in the tournament, you have a pretty good idea what your opponent's running. You get to come in with a much better thought-out game plan than you would if you only had, a couple of minutes to prepare. I do think it's worth considering because of that. Everyone kind of knew Shohei's team already, right? Where I think it was something a lot of people were pretty scared about last week, where they realized how strong both it and the team was. So I don't know if it'd be such a disadvantage to have that extra preparation time for him. Except that I know, I can look at the other side of the field. I think there's a lot of people that social circle who
Everyone knew about the Dragapult team too, because it was on Limitless every week.
I mean, Shohei is the team builder extraordinaire. He's well respected within his community for being able to come up with essentially what people are considering the best team. It has answers to everything. It feels very, very confident. On the other side of the coin, we've got the Frigoraph, right? Let's just get right down to it.
Tournament website for online tours.
When are we going to get that unique
You're
hit? Well,
welcome.
we found one in finals, so it's just something that really stands out.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see if that.
Wolf is running New Balance with a Sap Sipper Paradraft.
Started, and there's kind of this weird dichotomy with it, right? It has so many different potential benefits. Blocking priority moves with stability in particular is just incredibly powerful in this format, but it's got a lot of nice utility qualities,
Yeah, Dragapult Chempal lead is coming though. There's no tailwind, there's no speed control. You can easily do it.
But low stats, we'll have to see what he can do with it.
The only problem for Dragapult Chempal lead though is like the opposing Chempal and the opposing like Urshifu. So that's like something to worry about. To the point that like going Rillaboom lead might be a little bit better. Wolf got destroyed day one. Started 0-2. Well, I guess he didn't get destroyed because he started 0-2 but then bounced back. I think we might see a new Pokemon review. What do you mean by review? Oh, reveal. Yeah, reveal. I think we're going to get DLC info for sure. More DLC info. Yeah.
This is his first time appearing on stream. A lot of added pressure here, but he's done very well so far.
Yeah, really, really interesting team as well.
I wish he showed his Limitless record. Let's say I'm 376 or like 64 on Limitless. Yeah, I would have loved to see that. And thanks for the follow, Shadow Boom.
Again, right? Whereas the second regulations in a row where we're talking about the combination of Chien-Pao and Dragonite being
You know?
list, but we're ending the
Yeah.
with Chien-Pao and Dragapult instead.
Yeah, well, it did sort of show up.
So it works for you either way, yes, yes. After this set, once this best of 3 is over, then they'll do the little trophy things, give everyone their trophies, and then they'll have the closing ceremony, and that's when we'll get a trailer, presumably.
Like you mentioned earlier, Scott, and then in 2017 was a Japan national finalist. He's done so well in Japan.
Yeah, that was very silly. Boom is still good. Rillaboom is still very good.
He's figured it out. We do see his group of 6 Pokemon there. As I mentioned before, something that a lot of players have been looking at as one of the teams that really need to have a good answer to. I think one Pokemon to keep in mind there is that Iron Hands. It could be a really critical Pokemon in this matchup, and it's looked really good on stream all weekend.
It is very, yeah.
The last Pokemon remaining.
The best way to beat Iron Hands for the team is really this Dragapult Terra Blast, I think. This pure Dragapult offense. It's like Dragapult walls Iron Hands pretty well.
Bombastic semifinal match, or semifinal match, but
For your opponent's notes, yeah.
where Pokemon are kind of being knocked
I'm
left
so
and right.
experienced. I have all like the Pokemon moves knowledges when I see it, and it will give me an advantage for sure.
They also both have the Chien Pao. We've been seeing some pretty quick games.
Chien Pao mirrors is very interesting
the whole
here.
point of the Pokemon is that it helps enable physical attackers to dish out a bunch of damage. So again, likely.
Cleavor, I think barely well, Cleavor was top 32, but didn't make the top cut phase. Samurott, no one uses it. Samurott's stuck in singles.
When left unchecked, that can cause some problems. But the Chien Paos can do the work too. I mean, Icicle Crash feels like a really good choice.
So Cleavor is at least a little viable. Samurott's no one uses and stuck in singles hell.
Huge in this matchup, looking across the teams, is the use of terastallization. It's
Hammerot. Yes, Hammerot.
Of that mechanic could swing a match.
Too much competition. There's too many good water types, too many good dark types. It's a little awkward. Like, it's not a horrible Pokemon, but this would be better if we had less tools. Like, if they didn't give us Urshifu, then I think Samurott becomes, like, a little more viable. If they didn't give us, like, a billion dark types, too, for that matter. Like, it's not a horrible Pokemon. Basculegion's good, but didn't perform at this tournament whatsoever. Though did advance from day 1 to day 2 on a few teams.
Yeah, I think it's a really clever metagame adaptation, right? Where perhaps anticipating correctly that most of the would contain one of those Urshifu, being one of those situations where an item does nothing, which could
new Altaria for him.
The safety goggle is not looking like it's going to be doing a whole lot for the Landorus in this matchup.
I want Pokemon I like to get upgraded. Or cute little small funny guys. We got a bridge. I need my funny little small Pokemon now. That are friend-shaped.
Really kind of hard Pokemon to get around. Could be a definite use of
yeah, more a rep issue.
Intimidate is going to help out quite significantly against some of these Pokemon on Michael's side.
We're about to get in the game here. I'm eager to see what both Pokemon or both players
With a gun.
I think
Yeah.
Michael's side, he may be a little more limited in what Pokemon he can select, but should be interesting to see what we get. Interesting combination of Pokemon starting this one out.
Well, Michael delivers on turn 0,
Bolt.
turn 1 with both the Farigiraf and Dragapult.
This is tough because Amoonguss gets O-code. Does this have crunch, Chien-Pao?
Things on Michael's team are right at the fore of this final strategy.
Because Ice Spinner's not going to KO when you Terra.
Interview that Icicle Crash could be a key element of this match. I guess the reason why is because that Farigiraf is going to make the potential sucker punch from this Chien Pao.
So it doesn't have crunch, it's only sacred. That's pretty important.
Really in a sticky situation, but it's not going to be from the Chien Pao.
Terra Ghost Hyper Voice is very hard.
Of that Urshifu, so that'll be landing on the field, ready to do some work.
Oh boy. Oh no.
in turn number 1. It is going to be on to the
Oh no.
keep itself safe with that very
This is not keeping itself safe.
making sure that it's not being caught by something like the Psychic out of the Farigiraf.
Oh, this is Dragon Darts. Okay. It's keeping itself safe. I was wrong. That's fine. Is it not Terra Ghost? I thought for sure you had this Terra Ghost there if you had it. Oh, Citrus Berry. So Terra Ghost wouldn't have got it either with Psychic. So that's better than I thought it was. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't watch Top Cut, so I thought it was a Rocky Helmet. It's not as strong as I thought it would be, though.
Just a bunch of Phantom Force there, which in this case would have avoided the Spore for a single turn, but still a bunch of damage going down in the field. And I think it's something that Shoei's going to have to be careful.
Do we know the Fair Giraffe item?
Some powerful offensive Pokemon on the backside of the field. And
Also, no one runs in prison, by the way. Use run Protect. This helmet? Okay.
Is going to be absolutely huge in the matchup between these teams. The Dragapult is definitely in danger. Now it's a
Unless he's running in prison, then I guess someone does, but I don't think most are running in prison. Like, if you have Trick Room, you effectively already have in prison. This is more of a mind game.
will leave the field, not feeling like it needs to protect against something like the Sucker Punch. As Rillaboom comes in, that is going to be a bit of a problem for that Amoonguss down the line.
I'll trust you.
Grassy Surge will get that Grassy Terrain set up. Dragapult will remain asleep for this turn.
Yes, but it's a little less good of a Pokemon and more awkward typing.
great switch on the Flutter main as well. Sort of a strange situation here. That Dragapult,
No.
as we see with most Dragapult, is
Well,
holding the
Imprisoned Trick Room accomplishes the same thing as regular Trick Room, and he has a Rillaboom that can fake out block and in DD. So no, it's not an auto loss.
So, you know, the Amoonguss perhaps looking a little scared facing down.
You do not need the imprisoned part.
That now could potentially wake up.
That's not true, Olsen.
Doing so much work trying to set the board up for Shohei to sweep through.
It's justifiable, yeah, but it's not 100% necessary by any means.
To keep that in mind, he's just protecting it this turn, doesn't want the Dragapult to wake up and get the knockout, as
Okay.
it will remain asleep. So this is going to be a good old turn for the Flutter main as it
Dazzle.
fires off the Dazzling Gleam. Dragapult definitely not able to take that one.
It's going pretty well.
First knockout here in the Masters finals.
Is this a Woodhammer though? Yep.
Targeting correctly in the Flutter main, and a critical hit takes down.
Didn't matter though, it's a Rillaboom.
For the protect on that Amoonguss, and it's 3
Kinda tough, though.
already. Rillaboom taking a good amount of recoil, making sure it gets to activate a berry as well. So it's
But this Terra Water and Moongus has been very annoying. We haven't seen a Terra though yet, which is pretty important. Like this Rillaboom's Terra is very important.
Could make a big difference here. You know, it is a disadvantage in a video game championship match if you have to reveal all your Pokemon first, get all the other side to plan a little bit, but both players kind of want.
Well, Olsen, what I just said, despite having Trick Room around to reverse it, you don't struggle versus Trick Room necessarily. Yeah, Citrus Rilla.
Got to get a knockout there on the Dragapult, or else it's going to start waking up and causing problems with those Dragonarts. But Michael getting the Woodhammer knockout onto the Flutter main means that one of those big offensive options is gone.
Though he could be,
So definitely trying to help out as Chiempao comes back in for Shohei. That is going to put a huge amount of pressure down onto this.
What Terra is the Rillaboom? Do you know that?
Answer that could potentially be used. But Frigoraph
Is it like Terra Fire? Or this Terra Grass?
Yeah, interesting spot here. One thing to keep in mind is Frigoraph. It's not really the traditional Trick Room you see here with
Fire? Okay, yeah. Rillaboom can fire Terra in this Woodhammer Amoonguss.
Frigoraph does know Trick Room would be an option perhaps for
Water works too. I mean, water works too. Water's better for that matter in this situation. And Fire Giraffe can just go for an attack. Oh, Poison? Okay, Poison's a little scarier, but I think you live Icicle Crash at this range anyways. And Olsen? Useless. Yeah, it is Poison. Thank you.
From that Chiempao with the Poison type terrestrialization, one that is going to be pretty hard to answer with the options that are selected by Shohei.
I think it lives.
The Rillaboom will take that much better.
Yeah.
Sticking
Oh,
around.
flinch!
The Rillaboom flinches. This is a big, big turn as it's not able to get anything done. And the spore onto the Frigoraph means it's not able to act.
Yeah, I heard about Paldea.
Set up so much in that turn. Maybe just take out the Amoonguss, but not getting it done.
The pre-game interview was right. The pre-game interview was right. He said he's going to click Icicle Crash. He gets it. He flinches. Oh my god. That is the win con. Yeah, the game was over with no flinch. But now it's completely turned. Shohei should win this, most likely. Because he can't KO Amoonguss anymore.
The knockout, then it's just going to faint to the recoil. It's not able to stick around for multiple turns.
Yeah, it's almost worse than
Yeah, true. Sleeping competitions, let's go. It has to be Terra Heatran.
Well, you've got to wonder what that final Pokemon is. With the
That's
fact that
fine.
it's trying to
Trick Room.
Rillaboom will protect itself. Shohei is feeling pretty good. Just sucker punching into the Frigoraph. Doesn't really matter there. But of course, the Frigoraph is going to remain asleep. Amoonguss will Pollen Puff, heading towards the Frigoraph, getting a good chunk down. This is once again one of those battle-ready Amoonguss that we've been seeing all weekend.
Hey, I guess it doesn't really need to do anything else with that turn, right? Wasn't a whole lot of threat and any damage coming either way.
Was that-
It's a little cheeky to see the sucker punch there with the Frigoraph on the field, but
What?
As it turned out, it wouldn't really have mattered too much what the Chiempao did there.
I don't think
Was that
it's gonna
BM?
make any difference. Maybe getting a little bit of extra damage down. Rillaboom really not
Was that BM? Like, I'm not sure.
with a low amount of health. We do get to see Michael's fourth and final Pokemon is another one of those
Well, if
Chiempao.
you read a swap, the Sucker Punch doesn't matter.
We'll have to see if, oh,
He missed!
but it's the opposing Chiempao whiffing the Icicle Crash.
Frigoraph also wakes up and is firing off a dazzling.
Chiempaw's very good here.
Chiempao to below half. Amoongus will fire back with a pollen puff, but it's not enough for the knockout on to the figure out.
The crit was nice.
A critical hit.
The crit doesn't change the scenario too much though, because like regardless, Icicle Crash would KO at that range onto the Fair Giraffe. So it doesn't really actually matter that crit. It's more important the... Well, I guess you could get Sacred Sworded now. That would suck. So it could matter a little bit in that sense, but I think it would have KO'd regardless. The question is more this, can this Icicle, this Chien-Pao actually get through this Amoongus, and I doubt it. Yeah, no. That's more, oh, I got unlucky with the hit earlier. Michael. Michael. Probably the better way to say it. Michael. No, it doesn't. Flinch? But yeah, see, they clicked Icicle Crash. That's always a KO at that range after Pawn Puff with no crit. So it didn't matter. What did matter was the Icicle Crash flinch on the Rillaboom though. That was just the game-ending play. But the other stuff didn't.
Even if the Rillaboom were, say, to go for a protect here, Chien-Pao would not be able to wake up, and we see a situation next turn where that Rillaboom's going to be in some serious trouble.
I don't know if the Rillaboom can get much done, especially with it being so low. Michael needs this Chien-Pao to wake up as soon as possible, but it's not going to be this turn, and Shohei can certainly turn the screw here in the massive...
I think the only out was just getting a Wood Hammer onto Amoongus and Chien-Pao missing Icicle Crash.
Chien-Pao starting off though with a Sacred Sword, that is down to the sash. It's already...
Rillaboom dies to its own Wood Hammer recoil now though. Unfortunately. And Urshi comes in. Oh. But yeah, this is way over is what I'm saying, so that didn't matter either. Yep.
Onto the Chien-Pao. If you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. You may as well get that knocked out just to make sure it doesn't wake up and cause problems.
Hey, Amoongus not the most offensively threatening Pokemon in the game, but when you only have one hit point after...
I mean, I think he's just clicking his buttons, to be honest. Like, I think this is, I've accepted the loss, you know? For game one, and is just chilling. There's no... There's literally nothing else happening here.
Takes the field, not that you can sit and protect and try and heal. I imagine Urshifu's just going to tidy this one up in the...
Oh, it would technically be covering for like an Amoongus protect, but not really.
Fighting this one, gone pacifist for a little bit, making sure it draws away any attacks. One surging strike to bring it down to 2. The second one...
I don't think he played bad. He was in a fine position. No, he was fine to do that. And covering the Amoongus Spore was smart there. It was just he got Icicle Crash flinched, really. Because he had a great pin on Dragon Darts into Amoongus and Fluttermane getting Wood Hammered. That was such a great pin, and then well worth the trade. Especially because it allowed Fair Drought for Rillaboom and him to get like Trick Room up, and the Amoongus had Terra Watered. So that was just excellent positioning, but getting hard punished for it. Like, this was such a good play. The double Dragon Darts into Amoongus, and the Amoongus being scared of the Wood Hammer too. Because you don't have a switch in to conserve Dragapult with this team, you have to play kind of forward. Like, what? You switch in a Ferrodraft, and now your Ferrodraft takes too much damage and gets KO'd by Icicle Crash by Chien-Pao? That's not good. It's not good. It's very negative.
Does miss an Icicle Crash. Farigiraf does wake up, but it's just not able to do enough here. The Dazzling Gleam could be big though, bringing that Chien-Pao under half, something to bear in mind. The Icicle Crash doesn't get the flinch where
I feel like he shouldn't be hosting anything right now, I'll be real. Having a tournament during Worlds is crazy.
Just so devastating to the team if Rillaboom isn't able to take care of it. Just ironically, given that normally Amoongus' matchup into Rillaboom is very positive as a
yes, Stealth Rock. Stealth Rocks.
Well, I think you have to bring
Hisuian Samurot's the one that does spikes. Which is why Samurot's better in singles, because having this constant spike presence is more valuable than the one setup of rocks you get. though in doubles, that one rock setup matters more because like no one's gonna get rid of your rocks.
Really didn't get to do anything after it terrestrialized. It's kind of a non-factor, and I think getting more value there is really important. I think another thing I
Which is
would watch
interesting.
here as well is kind of just keeping in mind the very beginning of the game.
Oh, man.
Dragapult didn't do a whole lot. You know, I think I don't know if that was a surprise. I mean, the flinch was surprising, but I can't imagine that's what Michael had in mind. So I'm kind of curious to see what he is.
Among Us being citrus berry is really tough for Michael too, because we can't really go for like a hard Terra. This hard hit the Among Us because if this heals with citrus berry, and then you just get spored, so you can't really like hard aggro Among Us too efficiently with it.
Yeah, I was a little curious too. I kind of thought Iron Hand
Was kind of tough.
Pokemon in this matchup, and I think that's one thing that's going to make the remaining 2 games of this set kind of tough. Is that it's still pretty good against a lot of the Pokemon that could be selected here. So
I don't even know. I don't know my spikes mechanics that well. Because the only one that's been relevant in VGC before is like toxic spikes.
You can kind of safely bring 5 of the 6 Pokemon at least. I think Landorus's matchup's a little bit tough, but you know, Michael's always going to be guessing, right? Having that 1-game advantage is big because, you know, based on how the team preview phase goes, it can be a big advantage to start off with the advantageous position of leadoff Pokemon.
It's certainly going to be a big.
I do wonder if you just stick to the game 1 plan because it wasn't bad. It just didn't work, you know. It wasn't a bad plan. It just didn't quite work. Yeah, that's so based.
Shohei's got a little bit of wiggle room, and of course he's got the breathing room of winning game number 1. But I don't think there's much deviation that he needs, and the Landorus probably stays at home. Honestly, the Iron Hands is something that could come in to shore up a matchup if you're expecting a mix-up from Michael.
Yeah, I gotta say too, we're a little suspicious that Frigoraph, I thought it was a key player in that matchup, right? Did a bunch of damage, survived some attacks, kind of helped force that terrestrialization for the Among Us. I'm curious we'll see it again in game 2.
It really could have done a
Michael has a lot more time though.
With that sport was a problem. It's going to be the same lead for Shohei, and it's going
Look, remember Zine's played for years.
We're already seeing a brand new Pokemon. He's
Hershey, okay.
Here in game number 2. He's
bad.
Dragapult once again. This time pairing it up with the Urshifu, and it's going to be the same Chiempao and Among Us for Shohei.
Sort of a sneaky position on either side here, where a lot of things.
Okay.
Like both trainers really going to need to
More
think hard about
presence.
this one. Among Us's Rage Powder could be a key factor in this turn, but you know.
I wish Aaron was commentating though, because like we don't know the moves. I don't know the move sets.
Focus Sash, potentially the Sorcery Strikes. On the other side of the field, currently there's no Farigiraf, right? So the threat of a Sucker Punch is significant, but it could be in the back, so do you risk clicking it?
It's certainly a dicey one, but if you can get an advantage here, you could really be accelerating yourself towards a world championship.
I'm more talking the Urshifu item.
Just comes in, checks out what's going on, and
Like, is it goggles? You know?
For the Urshifu, looking pretty similar from Shohei.
Is it Terra Grass? Like,
this game, we're getting the turn 1 terrestrialization.
yeah, this is Terra Ghost. Okay.
This time, so making sure it gets
So risk the Sucker Punch. Normal Mystic Water. Chiempao switching is kind of surprising them.
That is going to make Phantom Force
Like the split screens. Yeah, I do too.
Urshifu starting off with the surging strikes into the Among Us, just getting down a little bit of damage.
It should do a lot. It should kill actually. I think this is a kill or it's very close.
Next, and is given the opportunity to see what it can do. It is Terra Blast being locked in. It is heading towards the Among Us. It was such a problem in game number 1. And Among Us able to take that. It's able to eat.
That's a game ender. Spores into Dragapult here, right?
That turn. He wants to get rid of the Among Us.
Yeah, oh, that's over. It is so over.
And now it's the second game in a row where that Dragapult can't make it through a single turn without falling asleep. And Among Us critically healing up there.
Yeah.
Citrus Berry, I think, is just enough health where it should fairly comfortably survive another Surging Strike. So, you know, a bunch of damage taken, but no real harm done yet for Shohei's side of it.
And Urshifu cannot KO Among Us here.
Give up his terrestrialization, being able to hold on to that for the rest.
And Shohei can kind of just attack with his Urshi now.
A definite big turn for Shohei there. Also, this Dragapult once again looks really, really vulnerable.
Yeah, I'm not loving the situation, and I think
Choice band.
keep in mind too is Among Us is the Pokemon that took damage, right? Among Us, if it switches out of battle using that regenerator ability,
Yeah, he most definitely did.
that damage may not even stick.
Yeah, Michael's not going to let that Dragapult go down so easily in this one. Switching it out for the Farigiraf, so it is still a key player. Urshifu will surging strikes the opposing.
That's so sad.
Just trying to get some damage down on that side of things and see what he's able to do. I am curious as to what the Amoonguss is targeting, but not very effective hits aren't really a big problem here. See 3 critical hits, not enough to be threatening knockouts. As Urshifu surging strikes will land into Farigiraf, they're going to do a whole lot more in this one. But activate the Rocky helmet here.
I think Michael's best lead was the lead he did game 1, to be honest.
Yeah, looked like the poke damage of that surging strikes.
With his pull and fair giraffe. Because not crunch on Chien-Pao, so I think that's like generally good.
Well, the Spore heading towards the Urshifu this time. Shohei is just making
And then maybe like Chien-Pao back.
those Pokemon sleeping and keep Michael out of this game, but Farigiraf making life a little bit harder for that Urshifu.
Yeah, sort of an awkward situation now where if you try to attack the Farigiraf, the Urshifu, the knockout's going to come at a cost.
And the problem is you're not taking away sleep turns here too, and your fair giraffe is like so low HP. So this is basically over.
Way more than he bargained for in that turn, taking so much recall.
Urshifu sacking itself for a fair giraffe KO is fine.
Still, it's a really tough spot on Michael's side of the field. You know, the 2 premier physically attacking Pokemon in his team now are both taking a snooze, and neither of them have spent that turn. So they're both going to have
Yep, switch Amoonguss. This KO the fair giraffe here.
Well, Amoonguss has done a lot in this game, and it's being switched out in lieu of the Fluttermane. Urshifu will just remain asleep. It's still at full health, but it is definitely threatened. Urshifu will surge.
And this is where it's bad Dragapult hasn't got through his sleep turns.
Make that trade, right? It's going to make sure that he gets the Farigiraf down. There's not going to be
Now having fair giraffe down, you have Chien-Pao back too. Like there's just nothing that can really happen here. I guess you could go Rilla, but yes. Yeah, it's over if Cho wins. And it's very favorable right now. Dragapult hasn't taken a sweep turn. Urshifu's on 1 sleep turn. If that's going to Amoonguss is good too. It is Chien-Pao. Amoonguss can Terra. I need this quick dazzle.
Urshifu staying asleep. That Urshifu probably needs to wake up and get involved soon.
Oh yeah, it really
Urshi has to wake up now.
This turn, right? This Amoonguss is a fantastic spot now.
Likely Terra Rage Powder and then Dazzle. Yeah.
We haven't seen the terrestrialization committed on that side of the field yet. So
Japan sweep, yep.
Powder could look pretty devastating here. Fluttermane can now just start like wailing away with dazzling gleams against a lot of Pokemon that aren't going to
Dominant too.
well.
No, they're not going to appreciate it.
I don't know if I can call it dominant because game 1 I think it should have been the other way. But the game 2 was very dominant. Game 2 was very dominant. Pao can't kill. Pao can has to crit though. Because this is always Terra Water. Rage Powder and you Dazzle.
Let's see what Michael can do in this one. It does get itself nice and safe. Chien-Pao wanting to scout out what's going on, making sure that it's not able to get anything
Bad play.
really nasty sent its way.
You just had to go for crit there. I mean,
with that Rage Powder, Urshifu remains
like you're not getting anything here.
going to appreciate what's coming next from the
Actually, maybe it was fine. You might live. If you live, it's fine, but you don't. Yeah.
An easy knockout for Shohei Kimura in this one.
And Dragapult comes in.
Chien-Pao can fight back.
That was a pretty bad play.
Just protected. I don't know if it has a good answer to the side of this Amoonguss and the
Oh, I guess it still didn't matter because they never got through sleep turns, so they're just pinned. This game was over like after that Amoonguss survival. This is a special stage designed for the World Championships.
And it's the only thing that will be potentially moving. It is dropped down to its focus sash. Thanks to that dazzling gleam from the side of the Fluttermane. It's got 1 turn to make an impact. It will crunch. It goes into the Amoonguss. It doesn't get any secondary effects.
The problem about Chien-Pao Rillaboom is your Chien-Pao doesn't kill the opposing Amoonguss, and then you get spored, and then you lose. Wilson. And if you fake out Amoonguss, then you get Icicle Crash by the Chien-Pao. And it's also really bad.
Shohei Kimura will be your 2023 Pokemon World Champion.
I had this many characters on screen. Whoa, so true. Also, keep in mind, Shohei's played for a long time. This is long since coming for Shohei. And he's always been like really good too.
Champion, somebody who has been chasing it for so long. Both trainers played an absolutely fantastic game, giving it.
So it's a well-deserved win. Of course, I have team bias, but I do have mad team bias. I'm not gonna lie.
On top, Japan takes the clean sweep here in Yokohama.
I wish it could. I wish it went to at least a game 3. Cause I feel like it should have. I mean, for him, he wasn't even planning to go to Worlds originally. I mean, this goes and he gets second. You know, like, yeah, that's great. Especially like so early in a career. You can't complain about that. You can't complain about that.
Yeah, he chose that knockout, right? He was like, I'll deal with it.
And being really good at it the whole time too. Shohei is.
It was a bit of a problem in both games, but it was
One of the players I respect them. No, closing ceremony. I'm not playing League of Legends.
being able to keep itself safe from a lot of things on the side of Michael's team, but it put in so much work with the Water Terror Taipei.
Yeah, we don't give an MVP here at the World Championship.
Never.
If we did, I think it definitely goes to that Among Us.
Yeah, I think
For sure.
Just on that game alone, we're able to see what it can do.
Hey guys, Among Us is actually really bad in Regulation D because there's Cresselia clicking Lunar Blessing and there's Ursaluda clicking it has the Flame Orb. So Among Us is actually really bad in Regulation D, guys. I swear. It's not horrifying. Among Us is a really bad Pokemon now. That was some of the takes I saw, like early Regulation D by some people, which it wasn't like good, no offense, but it wasn't like really good VGC players, but it was funny nonetheless. Like guys, Among Us isn't busted. You have safety goggles. It's not. The worst it gets is when we get Feeny back. Because Feeny is a demon for Among Us. Which, unfortunately, Feeny kind of sucked in the Dynamax formats. But Feeny helps considerably in dealing with Among Us. He's gained 1,000 Twitter followers since yesterday, yeah. Man, I need to win a goddamn Worlds, dude. I need the Worlds Quality event to Tapu Fini. When that comes out, it's usually like 2018. I think was one of the formats Among Us was worse. Well, it is, but Among Us doesn't do damage. Like Leaf Storm it for 40%, cool. The more important thing is Misty Terrain. Never. I'm kidding, but I just need to get out of my own head as a competitor. Cause I'm the kind of guy who'll like play really good at the start of the format and be like the innovator at the start. But then the farther you get, the more I just troll. That's just because the format's frail, to be fair. And they gave it Leaf Storm for some reason. Why is that? Why did they give it Leaf Storm? And why did they give it Pollen Puff? I don't get it.
Among Us was very
No.
important here. Tell us about how you used Among Us.
モノバルルなんですけども、今回すごい大活躍を見せました。モノバルルの使い方についてちょっと教えてくれますか？
モノバレルは難しいな。なんだろう。草タイプにキノコの胞子を打つと効果的になると思います。
Leaf Storm was just an unnecessary buff. It's not a crazy buff, it's just unnecessary. You know? Which it does kind of matter this format a bit, because like it KOs Urshifu Water. Or has a higher chance to KO most of them, a minimum. You know, I played too much Star Rail when I thought that girl just said Honkai and I got like, what?
I'm so glad that we could do this here in Yokohama.
There are probably...
Okay. What was that word? What was that word actually?
今応援している方々たくさんいるかと思いますが、何か一言メッセージとかありますか？
ありがとう。
Thank you so much.
Very well said. Casters, back to you.
It should be an Urshifu, though. If they're nice people, they would give us Urshifu.
Video game. What a day it's been, Scott. 3 pretty incredible finals. A lot of different teams and fantastic trainers, fantastic finalists, and obviously fantastic champions.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the play across
That is still probably the funniest pre-game interview to set. He's like, I don't know, I'll just quick icicle crash. And I'm paraphrasing there.
First and only regulation D.
And they can't sell old games. True.
Players kind of all had to figure out, you couldn't kind of just look back at one past tournaments and assume that was going to cut it here. And,
But yeah.
How great is it that our Masters World Champion is someone who really did do a great job of innovating one of the great teams of this young format?
Yeah, we talked about it right at the beginning of the week.
We did say icicle crash. In the set, it gets decided by an icicle crash flinch into Rollaboom Terra Poison. Honestly, I wouldn't care. Dark Void got nerfed. It would be a bad move, and you would be trolling a little bit troll.
Yeah, and I think we should shout out the runner-up too. I think everyone was happy that that Fergraf actually did participate in the game.
And Smeargle's only really scary when you get to GS Cup, if you ask me.
Of the Pokemon on that side of the field, right? Even the game where it didn't get to move did almost an entire health bar of damage on its own.
Set up all Amoongus. Yeah,
I think that's what's going to stick with me is that we are hoping throughout the week.
And now Amoongus has 3 world championships, so it's in the GOAT conversation of competitive Pokemon. This is so sad. And Landorus has 2. Landorus Therian is outside, has escaped Empoleon tier. Which that's crazy how Landorus Therian form had the same amount of world championship wins as Empoleon. Because Empoleon won 2009, Landorus Therian only won in 2015. Before this year, of course, so now it's 2, but this sounds so wrong. But it is how it is. Because like 2013 was the Tornadus Defiant format. 2012, Landorus Therian wasn't out yet. And then 2016, Landorus Therian was actually a really bad Pokemon in 2016. 17, not legal. 18, it was okay, but wasn't completely at the top. And then 2019, it kind of sucked again. 2022, it was really good, but there was only like one core team that wanted to run Landorus, and that was like Tornogre. And not all Ogre comps need Landorus, obviously.
Everyone is so good here.
Yeah, both of these trainers very deserving finalists, but the team that comes out on
I'm not hating on Empoleon. I'm saying it was very funny to be as good as Landorus.
So hyped coming into this tournament. Iron Hands making a big old
yeah, true.
Amoongus has been a problem for over a decade.
Also, that doesn't matter, man. It's so boring. Why are you excited by this?
Yeah, I guess kind of interesting to see too. 3 Pokemon that we had not seen before this year's Video Game World Championships in the Fluttermane, the Iron Hands, and the Chien-Pao all coming out on top.
True.
Kind of think, we're all wondering,
Ray Rizzo has not won Worlds with Landorus in the format. No, he didn't. Landorus Therian came out in 2013 through the Dream Radar. 2012, it wasn't legal, or a Pokemon for that matter.
Which we didn't start off the year with. We introduced them a little way in, and then the Chien-Pao came along later. Urshifu Landorus came along later, so it really is kind of a team that has evolved. I think Michael's team speaks to a similar idea as well, just adding in that Chien-Pao to help out the returning favorite in Urshifu, but using some of the new things in Farigiraf that I think has had a lot of attention.
I'm gonna double check that now. I'm actually gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure that was the like one difference. True. 2012 VGC was like awful.
I'm just excited to see all the different ways trainers have composed.
Okay, I was right. Good.
We've seen now two.
I know I was right because I see a guard chomp being used by Sejun.
World championships that it's very, very effective.
Certainly a huge ability, right? Being
It was better.
those damage calculations, something that people, you know, really
Dragon Gem Draco was very powerful. That was just a general dragon types being very good, right? Garchomp, Hydreigon, Latios. Hell, there's some Salamence that got play. Hell, let me think. There's other dragon types too. But any dragon type that could run Draco Meteor this instantly had some viability. Kingdra, I think, did really well like nationals. It didn't perform at Worlds though. But yeah, the dragon types were this good.
Pokemon don't care about that, right? Where Jin Pao's going to lower your defense, kind of no matter what you do, right?
Like this to show it.
Well, you can't intimidate a Pokemon that always critical hits.
Yeah, the critical hits from Surging Strikes definitely cause problems. You think when you switch in something like the Landorus,
See? Dragons.
You absolutely don't. No, that is still going to be able to land so much.
A lot of dragons.
Multiple hits. I thought the Rocky Helmet play was fun. I really enjoyed that we got to see some of that creativity and some of the.
The more impressive thing was that Hydreigon won 2011 Worlds through the every team running 2 fighting types.
I think throughout top 8 as well.
Because 2011 was a format where you could only use Pokemon from like the Unova black and white catchable Pokemon, right? But the only Pokemon you could catch in black and white was just the Unova Dex and the 150. There was no like old Pokemon or anything. So it led to like a very poorly constructed format in my opinion. But it was ultimately still very funny. No.
Yeah, there's so much action, but we have to remember that we have been here at the World Championships for 3 days, and now that all of the divisions are over,
Driplin is such a funny name though. Someone's gonna do an edit of Driplin and it'll have the fucking we'll have the kicks on him, dude. We'll be so ready. Okay, yeah, now trophy give, and then we get closing ceremonies.
This weekend, and we have even more slated in just a little bit in our closing ceremonies. But first, we have to shout out all the Pokemon video game trainers who competed this season here at the World Championships this weekend. Let's hear it for all those trainers. To help me present the awards to our heroes who fought to the end, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Tsunekazu Ishihara, President and CEO of the Pokemon Company. Now, let's honor the finalists and champions that battled on stage today and present them with their trophies. First, congratulations to our video game junior finalist, Kohei Ukai.
I'm so excited for the Pokemon World Championships to end up in the UAE next year. As VGC will be bought by the Arabs. They already took golf, they'll take VGC next, right? That's where we're getting Worlds, confirming it right now.
Now to our video game junior champion, Sora Ebisawa.
The real theory. Can we an apricot? No. Tencent made Pokemon Unite, so therefore Worlds will be in China. Clearly. Yo, Joker, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream, man. We're getting ready for the closing ceremony here. Should be pretty cool.
Our video game senior finalist.
What did you end up streaming anyways, by the way? North Pole. Finally a format where Beartic can win. It's crazy how weak of a Pokemon Beartic is when it's literally a polar bear. That's crazy. You think it's a polar bear, man? It should be busted. Thanks for the follow, Joker. Like, why is Ursa Luna that strong and then Beartic is weak as hell? Like, actually. That's kind of messed up. They don't know what those polar bears be doing. They own a whole continent. Like, Ursa Luna is just a normal brown bear. You can dap up a brown bear, man. You'll be fine. They're the homies of the bears. I would never dap up a polar bear. I would fucking... I would just die. I would accept my death. That's what I would do. Hero got swept. Yeah. Oh, you guys made it. This is this. I was a little too on the nose by saying, mentioning G2 earlier, huh? I was a little too on the nose with that one. Because instead of Koreans, we get Japan. This average League of Legends World Championship right now. Conspiracy theory. Japan forced us to play Regulation D, so the Americans can't all just play Balance and Regulation C and be good at the that format. True. Don't worry, America has won like 5 times on home soil. Actually, no, we've only won 4 times on home soil. It's a good thing we've had it like all worlds in America like every year.
Now, that's not all. This is Worlds, right? So we should finish strong with our closing.
Okay, it's time.
While we prepare for that, let's head back to our analyst lounge to wrap up the weekend.
Hello, and welcome to the analyst lounge, where I am sitting here with other
It's not time. We got scammed.
break down the action that we had this weekend at the Pokemon World Championships. We've got Ross Gilbert from the trading card game, Gabby Snyder from Pokemon Go, and we have Spraggles from Pokemon Unite. And I'm Rosemary Kelly to bring you through the VG action as well. But I want to get first thoughts.
You're so intimidated by her, Olsen. That's so tough.
We had probably the most stacked top 4.
It would count as Japan for the record. It would count as Japan. Because he would be qualifying through Japan. He would become a Japan player then. Can continue Hogwarts forever, and this paid off all the best players. True.
Which is a deck they keep printing really hard counters to. And Mew V Max is like, nah, mate, I'm good. I'm just gonna go win Worlds.
Well, I mean, Mew, right? It's a Pokemon that can kind of do everything.
Mew is an inherently broken deck, and it was so stupid when they printed that.
About Mewtwo. It's great. If you like Mew, you're gonna love Mewtwo.
Is that like the unofficial
Trust
sequel,
so
official
brown.
sequel?
I think it's pretty official.
I think that's pretty official also. And you know what? Spraggles,
Speaking of a non-balanced character.
Was that a factor this weekend?
Well, Mewtwo was not a factor this weekend because it's not yet allowed in competitive play. But let me tell you, it is on the ladder in Pokemon Unite, and it is an absolute menace. This weekend was incredible.
Best character ever made in that game. And we had Zacian.
It was amazing. 28 teams from around the world showed up, and on day 1 we have our top 8 by the end of it. And I can't do good mental math, but that's about 20 teams going home in
Yes,
one night. We were here
Charizard is legal now.
Friday night, and under those Friday night
It just sucks ass. Good to have Dynamax anymore. You can run solar power with Torkoal though. It's not the worst thing. Okay, we have 24 minutes. We have 24 minutes. Oh god.
Time world champions for Pokemon Unite. It was insane.
That sounds incredible. We could hear the crowd for Pokemon Unite like all around
The Unite crowds are so much better than VGC. I wish I knew like more really good Unite players, so I could play Unite more. Honestly. And I wish I could force myself to get really good at Unite without getting like molding like you a 24-minute idle video. Honestly, sure. Sure. Go ahead. Pretty much.
Came down to frame perfect execution by our trainers, and at the end of the day, we had.
I do want to play Unite again, but casually, of course. I'm never playing a Unite tournament unless I'm meeting them. We're gonna have idols. One sec. One sec. One sec. Getting it. Their intro is crazy, by the way. What the heck? I'm listening. Whoa. Also live performance too. Monka. Oh, I can't redo this right. I'm trying. The moment. Whoa. We're really in Japan now. Oh. I got you. Oh, that's the Bochi venue? Nice. Did I actually meet this one? Oh, I didn't. Wait. I did get this one. What? I have to get this right. There we go. Can't get it. Can't get it full screen though, unfortunately. Oh wait, no, the timer. No. I'm struggling right now, dude. I'm struggling. I need the timer to go. There you go. Beautiful. I'm gonna go to the bathroom too, real quick. Oh my god, it's not working again. What the heck? I'm being trolled. It really just doesn't like me playing it both at once, huh? There we go. There we go, I got it. I just have to have it like this, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Oh man. Can't lie, this is definitely an A tier bit. Oh, they don't have the people on the screen now anymore. It's less funny. It was very funny when they had like when they had like Gabby to the side and she was this Wookiee at the idols. They've lost me with the graphics. Well, they're doing multiple songs. All like 3 minutes. This is average length. I have to be careful now though, because they got rid of the timer. So true. Top of the hour? Okay. 13, 21. Yeah, it's top of the hour with some change. Oh, this is so fitting. Oh, they're back. Let's go. Nah. So they're still talking at least. I just hope they cut back to the more screens with other people there. I want to see what Spraggles thinks of this information, you know? Need to know. Well, what's his takes on idols? What is the name of the group? Okay, thank you. Olsen. The chat pause for a second, okay. Trying to hear Goldango's idol debate? True. He has a hair for it for sure. Undoubtedly. Okay, we got the timer back. I don't even know why this is so funny to me, but it is very funny to me. Oh god. Oh. Oh, that really a bit bad. Whoa. It's very funny how you just hear the crowd. That's honestly my favorite part. No lie. This random dude in the crowd is losing his mind. Oh. See them at the stream, yeah. So true. They gotta get with the culture, you know. Gotta get with the culture. Spraggles is having the time of his life, though. You'd say that much. He is looking respectfully. This came in, yeah. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. True, true. Spraggles is having an intricate conversation about this group's working, for sure. Undoubtedly. I didn't expect the crowd to yell that loud. They're so into it. The crowds are so funny. Oh god. Oh my lord. Oh my god. This is so great. Honestly though, I love how you had this video this ready for me, and it was the perfect length too, so I couldn't even refuse it. That was a A tier bit though. This is such a good bit. Da, 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 da. I don't really listen to much idol stuff, but this morning, so as soon as you said the length, it popped into my head. That is so perfect, actually. That is so perfect. Oh my god. Can I make it so I can type in check? Oh, they faded? Oh, it's working now. I can type in chat. Perfect. I think this is the right one. No! Messed up. It's so tragic. There we go. Okay, 4 minutes? This is 4 minutes, this is 4 minutes. Not too far away now. I'll shut it off a little prematurely though, just so I can fix the audio settings, because I messed with it a little bit. Make sure it's good. Cause I do want to make sure that the audio is decently loud. Get it transition correctly. So the video is a little too long because I did a stinky and I was slow to start it. More about a minute. So I'm glad they had the timer showing. Yeah, 3 minutes, so 60. This one I'll switch over. 61, I guess. Oh man. I'll tell you, no one else streaming worlds, you get this experience, on God. Undoubtedly, undoubtedly. I wonder if this would get me copyright striked actually though. I'm thinking about it. That would be really funny. I kind of doubt it, but that would be really funny. So I'll take it, you know? I'll deal with it, I'll deal with the consequence there. Thank you for the follow, Hypothermia. Thank you for the follow. 2 minutes? Hey, hey, ta. All right. Okay. All right. We'll switch over now because they removed the timer. Whoa! Whoa! All right, I'm gonna pike that volume real quick. I'm gonna adjust the audio a bit too. I want them to be louder for this, for obvious reasons. They can overwhelm my voice, is fine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Let's go.
I'ma tell you about the come up, how I learned the game. Every challenge
Okay.
that I faced, how I earned the name. Nobody said that it was easy going for the gold. You gotta take risks, you gotta be bold. But I'm here to run the race, yeah, I'm here to
They had another song.
Here to take names, here to
Damn.
be a star. And when I finally make it, I'll be at the top.
Wait, they didn't play this song all weekend. They saved it for the closing ceremony. Damn. They had an opening ceremony song, a closing ceremony song, and then like a finals day song. Like, wow. Not complaining, but wow. That's crazy.
Just a matter of time. You better get yours, cause you ain't getting mine. Learned every lesson in the hardest way, but that's the path that I chose.
This is just a music stream now. We go from Japanese idols to this.
And now I finally made it, yeah, I'm at the end. Best of the best. Yeah, I'll be walking. Where legends are alive.
Oh boy, am I getting copyright striked. Oh boy. Undoubtedly. Wait, lower it. We're making up for it. I'll raise the volume a bit once we get to the reveal. Does it take how long? Oh, that the road. I'll sing it like as horribly as possible so it overwhelms their voices. Man, they should have got the lyrics, so right there. Just watch me. Walk that. Oh, I was purposely singing bad. There's a difference of that. There's a difference. But I'm not gonna sing legit because you're scaring me now. You're scaring me. I am now intimidated because I don't think I have a great singing voice naturally either.
Victory Road! How hype was that? Are you ready? Closing ceremony start now!
Okay, there we go. It's time.
We want to thank every one of you for joining us this week. What a splendid experience to live some of these moments that I know we will all cherish for years to come. Now I know everyone
Betting Olsen ditched. Betting Olsen left. Olsen's gone. You missed Victory Road.
Let's bring back out the president and CEO of the Pokemon
But you're
Company,
this in time.
Mr. Tsunekazu Ishihara!
Olsen went to bed. Olsen's now completely left our stream. It's insane. He did. He so did. Damn. Not a real one, after all. Okay, let's see.
新しい世界チャンピオンの皆さん、本当におめでとうございます。
Congratulations again to all our new world champions.
またここ横浜で
Good day. So
世界
true.
大会に参加していただいた皆さん、お家でご覧の皆さん、ありが
Thank
と
you
うご
for
ざい
all
ます。
your money, but actually goodbye. I have no
Taking
announcements.
part in our world championships here in Yokohama or watching from home.
そして
We have been bought out by the UAE.
実現させたスタッフの皆さんにも心から
Welcome to the
感謝です。
Welcome to China, guys. We're going to Beijing.
To all of our staff who have made this event possible.
The Pokemon Unite money came in.
さて、開会式の時に
Current DLC will be adding.
ポケモンの最新情報です。
We've realized the complaints the players had about having to get Urshifu in the Sword and Shield game. So now, with this paid add-on of $10 a month, you can play in time-limited raids in the new Pokemon and Scarlet and Violet games.
ユナイトのコミュニティの驚くべき進化を目にしてきました。
And we'll call it our Pokemon Monthly Battle
It's
Pass.
been incredible to witness the evolution of its community.
昨日の決勝戦では
With this, you'll be able to catch every legendary, but only for a limited time each month.
とてもワクワクしました。
The amazing
Please give us your
teamwork of
money,
players
thank
and the
you.
enthusiastic cheering from the audience in yesterday's grand finals made me very excited for the future of this game.
では最新情報をご覧ください。
So here's a preview of what's to come.
Okay. Meowscrata announcement, smile. Oh, Blaziken, yeah. I would be very happy. Blaziken looks pretty lame. This vanilla bruiser, nothing interesting about it. Well, maybe he has Mega Evolution, maybe. They didn't show his ulti. Actually, if that was his ulti and he did that Mega, that's extra lame. Oh god, Vor in my Pokemon game, Jesus. Not wholesome. Cat. Okay, that ult's funny. He just slow walks it. Damn. The kit didn't look too inspiring though. So I guess they did show Blaziken ults, and Blaziken's ult is just lame as hell.
バシャーモ、ミミッキュ、マスカーニャが参戦します。
Blaziken, Mimikyu, and Meowscarada will join the
No. No.
いずれかのポケモン
I
が
would never play
来年の
Meowscarada.
世界大会で活躍するかもしれません。
And one of these Pokemon may make the winning play in next year's World Championships.
And none of them
ポケモ
will.
ンカードゲームの最新情報。
I don't want more on my Mimikyu screen.
And now, news for the Pokemon trading card game.
今年ポケモンカードゲームはパルデア地方に足を踏み入れました。未知の領域で私たちの冒険を待ち受けているものは何か、どうぞご覧ください。
So this year,
Dozo.
Pokemon trading card game took its first steps into the Paldea
Don
region.
Dozo.
With uncharted areas to explore, let's take a look towards what lies next in our adventures.
Well, actually, TCG sells millions of cards every year. Whoa. Oh god, we're going in the hole. Ah. Ah. Wait, what was that? What was in the top right? Okay, future and ancient. Okay. I see. Wait, are we getting real archetypes? Again? That's good. Ooh, I like that card art. I do like that card art. Oh god, this demon. Wait, that was boss's order attacks to a basic Pokemon. These abilities are kind of crazy. Once during your turn, you may move 2 damage counters from your bench to the active Pokemon. I didn't read if it was opponents, it went too fast for me. But I think Valiant sucks, Smile. Valiant might suck in TCG too. At least has an ability though. It seemed like kinda neat, but I didn't get the attack, so maybe the attack will help it. Wait. Koraidon Miraidon reveal? With actual, like, new tech. Ace backs? Oh shit. I hate ace backs. Those cards were so stupid. Why? You can basically ace backs where this card you can only have one ace back per game. I mean one per deck. And you could just prize it, and then you're fucked. Because they're very powerful. Ace backs are incredibly powerful. So I don't necessarily like that.
And as you saw, ancient and future Pokemon are also on the way. We can't wait to see how you will use them.
Well, you can have multiple V-Star powers. You can only have one ace spec in your deck. It's like if you are only allowed to run a singular Arceus V-Star. Think about it that way, I guess. That's a little more extreme though, but you'll get what I mean by that. Because they're just trainer cards, but they're still really powerful trainer cards that you can just prize and then you can never see.
And there's going to be even more to explore when the hidden treasure of
there are at least cards that you can switch a card from your hand with one of your prize cards. So there are ways to find prize cards that you prized. I'll shut up now. I'm shutting up. Cyndaquil! That's so cute. I like Cyndaquil. No! They're all back. They're all back. No! God fucking damn it. Why are they back? Fuck you, Grookey. Son of a bitch. Burn in hell, Venusaur. Go choke on a fucking plastic Coke bottle, Primarina. Psychic noise deals damage and prevents target from healing. I like that. I like that. That's cool. Fuck healing. Strikes before a target's priority move. So it's super fake out? It's super fake out? Was that super fake out? I'm confused. Like, is it faster than fake out? Strikes before a target attacks. Electric Dragon thinking priority is really good though. So the Raikou thing is probably going to be a good Pokemon. This is kind of mid, but I think this Pokemon's going to be fast, so it's probably okay. So that will probably be fine too. What was his typing? I missed his typing though. Uh-oh. New Terra. What was the typing on the Cavalion thing? There's new Terra. There's a new Terra mechanic. Yeah, there it is. Oh no. Oh no. I hate that I was right. God fucking damn it. Oh, Steel Psychic. Thank you, Solar. I saw it.
再登場のポケモン、新しい技、新しいテラスタイプ、本当に盛りだくさんです。ポケットモンスター、スカーレット、バイオレットは
That's gonna be a weird mon.
進化します。
But the fact that it looks like a fucking frisbee, it's gonna have horrible stats and not be that good. But I hate that new Terra type thing too.
追加コンテンツ、ゼロの秘宝が
Like, I said this about D-Max, and I said this about Z-moves. How you make those mechanics worse is when you add extra fucking bullshit to them. Like, G-Max was stupid, and EV Z-moves, Como Z-moves were stupid too.
さて、最後のニュースになります。
And now for our final announcement.
ポケモンの最新情報は以上ですが、皆さんがおそらくまだ気になっていることをここで発表したいと思います。
So we've shared the latest news about Pokemon with
Still
you.
is, still is, probably.
One thing that you were all still probably wondering about.
それは2024年の
World's
世界
location
大
now.
会の開催地です。
The location of next year's World Championships.
Okay.
Video? Video?
Here. Once again, it's back.
We want to invite you to Honolulu, Hawaii in 2024. We look forward to seeing you here.
Few years late, guys. Few years late. It's NA, but the worst possible NA location. But yeah, this isn't the first time we got Hawaii. Olsen, bro, none of us can travel to Hawaii, not even Americans.
来年はハワイのホノルルで皆さんにお会いできるのを大変楽しみにしています。
Well, Hawaii is especially bad. It's basically a whole nother country for us.
今、ハワイのマウイ島で
Hawaii is
大規模
burning
な
down,
山
yeah.
火事の発生により甚大な被害が出ています。被災者の皆様には心よりお見舞い申し上げます。
Devastating wildfires have severely impacted the people of Hawaii and the island of Maui, and our heartfelt sympathies go out to everyone who has been affected.
But don't have it
ハワ
next
イ
year,
と
smile.
ポケモンには特別なつながりがあります。ハワイの人々がこのような困難に直面した今、私たちにどのようなことができるか、
Yeah, I know.
引き続き真剣に考え行動していきたいと思います。
Hawaii and Pokemon have a special connection. We are looking into actions we can take to be of assistance during these trying times.
皆さんいつもポケモンを応援していただいて本当にありがとうございます。皆さんの幸せとご活躍を
Also, Worlds has been in Hawaii before too, so it's...
またお会いしましょう。
Thank you everyone for always supporting Pokemon, and I wish you all the very best. I look forward to seeing you next year.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
The 2023 Pokemon World Championships have
do we want to talk about that, Olsen?
weekend filled with excitement and enjoyment across all titles.
I won't. I won't mention how your record was on that tour. That would be very rude of me to mention your record that day.
Bring this event to Yokohama, Japan, and we eagerly anticipate the
No. It would be very rude to talk about how many wins or how many wins you didn't have during that tour. I wouldn't do such a thing. I'm too classy to ever mention something like that. Yeah, we are done. Event is not classy enough to mention. Going to bed. Good night. Good night. I'm gonna click the play Pokemon link now. Oh. I need to try to qualify, but I don't want to go through the system here again. Yeah. The good thing is, like, you'll know pretty early whether you can make it or not. Oh, man. America, it's weird because you have to grind all year through our circuit, and then, like, if you don't, then you have to be, like, very fortunate. Watch Twitter? Okay. People complaining about it?
Every challenge that I faced, how I earned the name. Nobody said that it was easy going for the gold. You gotta take risks, you gotta be bold. But I'm here to run the race, yeah, I'm here to go far. Here to take names, here to be a star.
Wait, that's not even bad.
I'll be at the top, best of the best. Yeah, I'll be walking where legends are alive. I'll be walking. I'ma be right there by their side. I'll be walking where everyone can see. I'll be walking that I'm the best to ever be. Forging my path, just a matter of time. You better get
Oh, Pokemon statement. Oh. Real bad PR look. You... This might actually be the worst possible location for Worlds next year. Oh yeah, oh god. Jeez. Yeah, this is the 4th Hawaii Worlds, which is kind of crazy. For that matter. Yeah, they were ready, dude. They were so ready. The preemptive apology. No DCs today? True, true, so true. Hawaii is like so unappealing to me too. I didn't see anything else. Oh, there was? Wow. For the start of the turn, I think. Oh, that's interesting. Trying to see if like anything from the announcement like posted somewhere that I can like look through. I'm trying to look through as much as I can. Before we go. What I'm getting, I think we got through everything. Cause of course the American website that's being ridiculously slow, so. As usual. Also, I will talk about like the competitive announcement though. The Electric Dragon Raikou variant, right? That having a priority electric move is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. For sure. But yeah, this is not a good Worlds location. And it's crazy that they even thought to bring it back, considering it's our 4th Hawaii Worlds. But what can you do, I guess? What can you do? And also very funny that well, it's not very funny actually at all, but it's honestly very concerning. Like Hawaii itself doesn't really can't really handle a tourist right now. I really can't imagine the situation getting too much better. So it's a little God, what a this is supposed to be a happy moment and it's actually a little somber, no lie. I always start giving money into support of Hawaii though. That's good on them, but this feels weird. I guess it did result in like some good. But there's like so many things I'm just like worried about Worlds for next year from like a logistics standpoint for one. Hawaii is very annoying to get to regardless of how fucked their climate is right now and all the wildfires. Two, like from a tourism standpoint, if that's actually worth or not, I really don't know. And then like 3, we've had it like 4 times. It's our 4th Hawaii Worlds. So this is all around pretty weird to me, but I want to figure out who to raid though, real quick. Yeah, I really don't know what to make of this. I'll still go to events, of course, as I always do. Okay, of course, everyone's getting offline now. No. No. What do I do now? Okay, I'll just rate this guy. Someone's actually playing VGC right now. I've never actually seen this person, but I will be getting on. And it's very rare that I don't have a VGC player followed. Dude, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Let me sleep. Or if I'm not, I would play Honkai right now. Actually, what if I just play Honkai right now? I have my daily resets, bro. Actually. Innovation. Yeah, I'll just stop for a sec.